Hello? Happy Wednesday, my dudes. ASCII. Godspeed through your meeting. I hope it ends quickly so that you may see the horrors. Good morning, Becca. Who will die today? What person that we have become attached to and love will die terribly today? Timmy, welcome! Oh, I'm so glad you get to be here, bud. This is... I'm 17, so I'll probably finish this life cycle today. And then question mark? Dylan, it's Dylan Day. Hello! That's the wrong game. Open this game, thank you. Okay. Well, I definitely want to start a new run. I have people to save from certain death. Sorry, Lo-Fi. Sorry. Sorry. There we go. Oh, Dylan. How far did you get in yesterday's VOD? Do you want me to catch you up on... I mean... The only significant thing that happened, really, is that Sim fell off a cliff to his death? Question mark? Oh, Dylan. Yeah, we made out with Sim on the ground, and he was like, I've never wanted to have sex in my life before you, and then he died. It was terrible. It was terrible. The only problem is that it was so fucking terrible, and yet the Manticore faces are so funny to me in this game that I can't help but find it like a little bit funny. You know? That's what happens when your ace card gets revoked. If you're ace, you can't change your mind or you die. Then yeah! He had arrived. They're just weird guys. Anyway, okay, let me play the game. They're so fucking weird. Where am I? Oh, my favorite whore. I love you. Oh. Rex is chatting with one of the young soldiers from the Helios, smiling wolfishly down at her with his hand braced above her head as she giggles. When she sees you coming, her smile drops and she beats a hasty retreat, avoiding your gaze. Oh. Rex turns his confused expression melting away to light when he sees you. Well, hey, Sola, he exclaims. Some of the Helios are weird about being seen with me. He continues unbothered. She'll be back. The horniest man. I'm hugging you again. Thank you. Hi, bud. Hello, my best friend, the Great Depression. Okay. You're 17 years old and a fast learner. You could spot a dwarf's moth from a click away. The natural world reveals its secrets to you, and your keen eyes can find things other people miss. Okay. Oh, we're grown up, Dylan. Everybody, we're 17. Everybody got a little age up situation. Everyone looks different. Anemone is in an abusive relationship with this asshole, I'm assuming. There's no way this is a good person, so they're making out against a wall. Tangent has robot eyes, which is something that why did her eyes do that? Unclear. Egg! Holy fuck. Tangent got glowing eyes. Weird. And then this is Cal. This one's got a little clutch of baby hop kitties somewhere. Oh, he's trying to get the babies. I love you, Cal. You're a good boy. I'm sorry that we kissed an alien before we kissed you. I feel like you deserved that. Okay, so we are in mourning still for Sim. And I guess we'll go outside? Wait, well, what is the... I forget. We went in the pit. That was something we did. New boss event spawned. Okay. Let's fucking go, bitch. Let's just go in the ridge. We went in a pit, Dylan. There's so many pits. This alien civilization, it kind of exists in pits. And we have a cure for the shimmer, so that's okay. At least from that. You know, if something else happens, I'm not sure what could happen. My two little men. How's our toughness? Are we tough enough to go face the boss? I always go that way and I don't need to. No. Oh, Dylan, please rest, though. God damn it, the bone machine. You're back in the wormhole observatory with Dis, just to poke around. Who knows what you might find? Little robot, fucking Mega Man. You bravely try all the elevators. Some are broken. One gets stuck for an hour and you think you're gonna die in there, and then it chugs to life. Then you find the orrery. It's a beautiful room under one of the smaller pyramids. The light from your hollow palm glimmers off the crystals in rainbow colors, dotting the walls and ceiling in familiar constellations. There's one huge crystal plate embedded in the wall, engraved with deep glyphs. Convergent domain writing, you guess, and some kind of map? In the center is clearly a representation of the wormhole. Lines extend from the wormhole to the other points on the map, and many more glyphs you can't read. The crystal's cut up into shards like it could move around, but it's still and dark, and probably has been for thousands of years. Run your hands around the panel looking for a way to turn it on. Your hands encounter a slot. You rummage in your bags, and aha, yes, the device you picked up in the monitoring station with Dis. It's a perfect match. You slot the glowing pick device into the slot. The crystal panes on the wall come to life, the glyphs on them glowing. They start to move in an unnervingly organic way, like melting into water and sliding over the surface, rearranging themselves. It's not just writing. The very surface of the panel raises and lowers, like Braille. The glyphs pulse and glow the same swirly purple-pink as the glowing device, which you realize must be a power source, a convergent domain battery. It's like an orrery for the wormhole? This must be one of the best preserved bits of convergent domain technology you've found yet, and an excellent sample of their writing. You're starting to piece together the glyphs of the Converger's language. You can recognize the symbols for Vertumna, the wormhole, the Converger, and basic verbs like being and going, and one that seems to mean bending or twisting that is used all over the place. It starts to get easier. You think your brief connection to the array must have left some of the Converger's language in your subconscious. It's all so much to take in, and it's getting late. Better bring all your recordings back and let Congruence and the rest of the archaeology team crunch away at it for a bit. They'll be thrilled. Oh, it didn't, like... Okay. It wasn't, like, I didn't have to do any checks. That was interesting. Beep beep. Beep beep. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Pollen, we're really in it now. Like, I cannot stress enough how much we're in it now. Okay, so we figured out the writing on the wall. Our biggest goal now is to go outside and explore, in the, what's it called? The last one. The dark one. Okay, none of that. I'm assuming there aren't, like, boss events in these ones. What should we do? Let's get some more engineering. Why not? We stopped mourning. We made out with a guy, and then and he died, and then within 3 months, we were just like, you know what, actually, I'm kind of over it. So... You hear a scuttling of metallic legs. What the heck? And a strange knee-high robot bursts into your engineering lab, going full tilt on its 6 spidery legs. It slams into a wall hard enough to knock itself down. It seems to be having trouble getting back up again and is flailing its metal legs around dangerously. Fix the robot! Oh, Sola, thank you, Congruent says, wheeling in on her portable screen. I was running diagnostics on the little fellow when it broke away and made a run for it. I really need somebody to be my hands here, she continues. Everything used to be easier with Hal around. I miss him. Why did it run, though? What are you doing to it? Congruence doesn't need to clear her throat, but you get the distinct impression she's simulating it anyway. If you want to come help me in the robotics lab, just come down any time. I would love to fix little men. Becca, that's the thing. It could definitely top the intense horny attitudes that we experienced. Oh, the locked boy. Okay, well, the locked boy. Hmm. I mean, whatever, I win. I don't... Mid-pollen, new perk! Shop gadgets in the depot? I would fucking love to. I would love to get gadgets in the depot. Oh. Sport ball. Hollow eye display. Wow. Brain trainer. Look at his little glasses. Plus 15 to all skills? My god. The brain that we could have. No! 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 Why is that the most expensive thing in here? No! Vintage focus device? I don't think so. Does anybody want to speak to me for any reason? Buy a brain. Just get yourself a brain. I want to fix a robot. Yeah. You're honestly pumped for your first day in the robotics lab. There wasn't enough room on the Strato for a proper lab, so for most of your life you've been warned that the bots on the colony you've been warned that the bots the colony relies on, like the watering bots and the hoverless, will eventually all break down for good. With a fully functioning robotics lab, you should be able to keep those bots active for a lot longer. Plus, there's all sorts of unused bots in here. You look around and wonder at the wide array of chassis and shells. Maybe one day you'll even be able to create new robots of your own. I want a pet guy. Congruence, give me a pet guy. Congruence is so relieved to have an assistant. Since Hal died, well, Dr. Instance is too busy to help, she says as you're setting up. Tangent sometimes lends a hand, literally, but she seems to be more interested in her own projects. The chief engineer seems to think they're a lost cause, that we should recycle them, Congruence opines. Hal would never have thought they were trash. What do you decide to work on, Sola? I like to fix things. Well, that's good, Congruence tells you. Without Hal here, the broken bots are really piling up. Congruence goes quiet, then adds, Go ahead and look around. If you have any questions, let me know. You spend the day getting to know your way around the robotics lab, meeting all the bots you're going to be working with. These broken, forgotten bots just need a little TLC. Give them a kiss. I think that that's something important, is that you should give them a kiss. Big. Alright, we've moved around. Rex, I want to give you a present. Rex whistles as you approach, giving you a heated up and down with his eyes. Did you do something with your hair? He asks, then leans in to sniff you. New body spray? No, is that a new shirt? Whatever you're doing, it's working for you. Good God. My boy. Well, I know that you don't accept gifts. I'm giving you a hug. Yay. This horny, horny dog. This horny dog, like, it's really kind of incredible. Somebody was like, what if we design a horny dog? Do you want this? I know you like it. Where did I get it? Dis, we've been picking them up together for the past, like, 7 years. Still nothing new. Okay, so we have to wait for another year. What do I want? My animals is maxed out. I'll just keep going into engineering, I guess. I've been finding a lot of robot tech, so let's keep fixing up the robot boys. Repair robots. You're heading back to your quarters at the end of the day, and as you pass by the medbay, you hear shouts and scrambling from within. Several surveyors have come back with serious wounds, not the usual broken limbs and sunstroke. One of them is holding a towel to her own leg, staunching blood flow from a massive animal bite. Another looks nearly blinded from acid. It looks like chaos in there. Can we help? Oh, look at this. Look at this icon that we got. Look at this. Gosh, it's a good thing you were here. Triaging and getting the most badly wounded into the med beds is difficult, and the others need additional medical attention while they wait. It's hectic, stressful work. But you're able to keep your head and provide assistance. I just wanted to fix a robot. Oh my god, nursing assistant unlocked. Good work in there, Sola. Chief Engineer Instant says, you know, with how the colony's grown, I could use an assistant nurse here, someone I can trust to take care of things while I'm working in the lab. Come back next month and give me a hand if you're interested. I just wanted to make a little robot friend, bud. I mean, like, obviously I'll help if, like, people are dying, because that's no good, but, like... On my head. Is that from blacking out? Yeah, oh, Dylan, I forgot to mention that we laid down in a, an alien bed, and we saw every lifetime that we've ever had or will have, or at any point converging all at once, and we blacked out. And it was fun. It was a really good time that we had together. This year's Vertumnalia is ushered in with a big military band, horns and drums supplemented by recordings of parade music from Earth. Governor Lum strides out of command on a grand red carpet and ascends the stage to raucous applause. Thank you, everyone, he calls over the din. Look at you, look at this colony, finally truly united. All it took was a common enemy, he declares. I look at you beautiful people, you strong people, you good human people, and I see a fire in your eyes. I see courage in your hearts. I see a colony that's ready to win. I see a colony that's here to stay, Vertumna. Do you hear me? He raises his arms and roars. Do you hear me, Vertumna? We humans aren't going to hide anymore. Lum gestures for Security Chief Rhett to join him on stage, then continues. The original fugitive colonists got it wrong. In Roman mythology, Vertumnus was the god of cultivation, not of rampant chaotic growth. He clenches his hand into a fist. We need to clear the field before we can plow it. Vertumna won't be safe for human life until the aliens are eradicated. Rhett crosses his arms and nods in agreement. Maybe there's more to this plan than Lum is letting on. Lum descends from the stage and does a receiving line of handshakes and fist bumps. In the vacuum left by his presence, Chief Administrator Seek takes the podium and clears their throat. Ahem. I want to announce that this will be the last year that festival contest will be held. What? A sound of protest rises from the crowd, and near the front, Lum just shrugs theatrically and mouths, Not my fault. Seek looks down at him pointedly, then continues. This war will use our colony resources at a tremendous rate, including the most valuable, time. Lum takes the stage again and soothes the crowd. I do have some good news, he declares. Starting today, the colony's going to be granting requests from people who want to have children. Granting requests? A happy murmur burbles through the crowd. Yes, that's right. It's time to start on the next generation of Vertumnans and secure our future for our children. Lum pumps his fist in the air. Humans, humans, humans. Oh my god. Oh yeah, Dylan. Also, I forgot to mention that this man and all of his soldiers have gone full fascist and they want to kill every alien and animal that exists on the planet. So, welcome. Anyway, I think it's stupid, Kel says immediately. I know survival's important, but we don't have to kill things to survive here. Mars rolls her eyes. Duh, of course you'd think that, she mutters. Personally, I think Lum's a total nullhead. He's not that much older than me. What is he, like 24? And everyone listens to him? She flips her hair over her shoulder. They should listen to me instead. Askey, you missed, Officer Lum just outright declaring war on everything? Like, fully? So, we're probably gonna start bombing the planet? Who's to say? Finally, you're all called to participate in the games, the last ones, maybe forever. If this war on nature ever ends, you'll probably be an adult. As your friends all separate into their usual games, you realize that this may be the last time that you just get to be kids. What do you choose? I don't. You head off to the wall. Dis is already there, having slipped away sometime during the speeches. I hate this colony, he mutters. I don't want to live on this planet anymore. After the festivities, everyone is supposed to take a few days vacation. You and your friends relax, but the adults move around the colony like ants in a hive, fortifying the walls and preparing for the human offensive against the planet. Why did that relax us? You know when a man steps up and is like, we're going to kill everyone here, and you're like, you know what? I'm way less stressed now. No! How's it going on the ridge? No. We're gonna keep fixing robots. Hi, Anemone. You've gone full evil, haven't you? Yeah, she's just gonna kill. She's just gonna kill, and that's okay. Assist in medbay. Repair more robots. The Heliopods didn't have an onboard AI like Congruence, which must have been hard. She runs the robotics lab just like she runs all the rest of the colony's systems, silently and perfectly. Working with her is like working with all-knowing, all-powerful God who doesn't mind doing all the chores. You always knew Congruence was more advanced than all the other bots put together, but you didn't realize that Assumption was literal. She programs all the bots based off of her own code, so it's almost like they're part of her. Sometimes while you're working on a bot, she'll joke that it tickles. As Congruence's hands, you do physical maintenance on the bots. The ones you see most often are the vacuum bots. As the colony's gotten much larger and much dirtier, they're more likely to get clogged and break down. Then people have to do more cleaning by hand, which makes them complain to command, which means more maintenance requisitions on your desk. Oh, click. One vacuum bot in particular is just eccentric. It's broken in a way that you can't really permanently fix, but you keep patching it up and sending it back out there to serve the colony. You see it in the lab so often you decide to name it! Yes! Yes! Okay, wait, okay. Wait. Rosie, Robbie, Roomba, Rob, or, like, we could name it, like, Wally? I like just naming him, like, Roomba. He's a good boy. Oh. You stencil the bot's name on its chassis and send it on its merry way. There you go, little Roomba. See you again in a few days. Oh, I love him. Timmy, we're really unlocking all the boys. This is the boys, the run for the boys. Except it isn't, because there's probably more boys we haven't unlocked. And that's, wait, you go there. Thank you. Will he follow me around? No, where's Roomba? Oh, Nomi. You find Nomi in the lounge, flanked by 2 holoscreens and doodling in a sketchbook. With real paper. One holoscreen's playing an animated kids show, while the other's a wall of text that looks like it might be a translation guide of some kind. Nomi's attention moves between the 3 easily. When they see you, they jump and quickly close their holoscreen, sitting up straight and clutching their sketchbook to their chest. Oh, hi, Sola! They giggle, rubbing the back of their head charmingly. How you doing? It's okay, you can watch cartoons. Nomi relaxes a little, breathing an exaggerated sigh of relief. Good, because I really like cartoons. Nomi sets their sketchbook aside and looks around conspiratorially. I thought you were gonna bust me for jailbreaking my holopad, they say. All the Helio kids have restrictions on what we can watch and for how long, but you guys have so many more cartoons than we had. Nomi throws their arms in the air. Like the first season of Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform, what? I feel like Nomi likes My Little Pony. Probably because they're like Pinkie Pie. But I feel like they're a brony. What? Nomi cries, slapping their hands on their cheeks. Really? It's the best cartoon ever made. What else are schoolgirls who look like aircraft from the waist down, battling evil aliens while dealing with the stresses of high school life? You have to agree. You were pretty fond of the arc in the 3rd season, where Kamiya and Otoko disagreed about whether Haruka could truly be considered a hyperjet if she was part helicopter. The Helio Media Archive only had season 2 through 9 and only 3 of the OVAs, Nomi says, puffing their cheeks out. I can't believe in the 4th OVA, Flight Captain Yumiko gets captured by the aliens and brainwashed into thinking she's been an alien sleeper agent the whole time. Is that what you're drawing? Sola! Nomi exclaims, snatching their sketchbook up again. Don't peek! Nomi laughs and flips over their sketchbook, showing off some of their drawings. I was drawing some fan art for the show, they say. Well, it's kind of fan art. Okay, it's really more like if I was a character in Hypergirl Turbojet Transform. No, I want to ask. My empathy sucks. It looks great. Thanks, Sola, Nomi says, shooting you a stunning smile. I will for sure. I want to know what kind of fucking plane Nomi would be. I can't believe I have no empathy for human life. Does anyone else want to speak to me? Hello, my boy. Just takes a long pull from his canteen, rinses his mouth, and spits it out. If you drink too much before you go for a run, you get sick. He says, learn that one the hard way. You ask him what he was running from, but he just shrugs. Okay, yeah, Nomi, what's your plain sona? I want to know. We gotta go to humanities class to learn about Nomi's plain sona. This is unbelievable. My mom and dad asked if I was getting serious with anyone, Nomi says, wrinkling their nose. Grossa Rooney, right? You are... What the fuck am I looking at in this card? Yeah, Nomi's the creative type. I mean, we didn't go into this at all. I feel like when we're reborn as a new person, I want to be, like, the most, like, empathetic, persuasive person. You know? I'm almost done with engineering, though. Tang flags you down in the hallway. Oh, Sola, do you have a moment? You go out on expeditions sometimes, right? She asks. At least farther than I do, or would ever wish to, so would you mind doing me a favor? What is it? It's a small thing, really, and I'm to understand it's not terribly dangerous either, Tang replies. I simply need you to bring me some hop-eye eggs the next time you come across a nest out there. I would ask Dis, but, well, she makes an evocative, dismissive gesture. Why? For science, obviously, Tang replies. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Just bring me some eggs or you can tell the chief engineer why you're holding me back. But I don't want to give you eggs, but, like, okay. All I ask, Tang replies primly. They're quite common, if the reports from the forges are to be believed. They tell me that commonly find nests in the Valley of Vertigo. It's positively lousy with them. I mean, I have been stealing eggs. I don't know why I would suddenly have a moral issue with... Ooh. Big. Big. Big? Whatever. It's possible to max your stats out in one run? How? I'm just a little guy. Hug boy. You two, what's up? I know I keep checking this and it's like they'll respond in quiet, but I'm like, what if there's a boss thing? Every day of my life. I wonder, okay, I should probably relax before it gets dark so that I am not super stressed. What's in here that I can do? Just relax? I can help in the kitchens. That gives me empathy. Not yet. I'm almost full engineering. Okay. Repair robots. Security Chief Red has brought in one of the sentry turrets for repair. The damn things are jammed again, he exclaims, exasperated. They turn on, but instead of firing, they just make this loud buzzing noise. He flicks the turret on, and the room is filled with a high-pitched clunking squeal. You wince and cover your ears. It's annoying, but it's not very effective, he shouts over the din. Can you make them kill things again with bullets? No. You refuse to contribute to humanity's forever war on the animals of this planet. Rhett's face goes completely red, and he looks like he's going to drop a packet. You can practically see him silently counting to 10 and gritting his teeth. After an awkward standoff that goes on far too long, his shoulders drop and he shakes his head. Fine, he mutters. I'll take it to one of the other brainiacs upstairs, but I'm reporting you to command for insubordination. Fuck you. This is crazy. My god. The worst order I could have put them in. Let's go! Engineering! Extra gear slot! Yay! I'll put on my gift for my secret admirer. Yay! Okay, I want to relax for just a little bit. Delete some cards, you know. You split your time between watching holovids, listening to music, and studying for class. Occasionally, someone asks you to run an errand for them. You go on long walks. Overall, you spend the month relaxing and doing whatever you want, whenever you want. You really needed this. And I'll be friends with Rex. Like, look at all my red cards. Holy fuck. No. Okay. You follow the sounds of laughter and find Nomi and Rex playing catch. Or maybe, the word for the game they're playing is more like fetch? Nomi throws a ball as far as they can and Rex tears after it, climbing and leaping over anything in his way like it's not even there. Rex hands the ball back to Nomi, and Nomi winds up to throw it again, but at the last second they palm the ball and hide it under their arm. Rex barrels off away from Nomi with his ground-eating stride and gets pretty far away before he stops and looks around, confused. He's a doggy! Eri, good morning! Happy Wednesday! He looks back at Nomi, who waggles the ball at him and bursts out laughing. Nomi, he shouts, running back to them. He picks them up and hauls them over his shoulder, and Nomi shrieks with delight as Rex spins them around. Two Helio kids in their crisp uniforms pass by, glaring archly at Nomi and Rex. Rex sets Nomi down and then spots you over Nomi's shoulder. Well, hey, it's Sola, he says, and Nomi turns around and gives you a stunningly bright smile. Rex slings an arm over Nomi, and Nomi lays her head on his shoulder. They're both breathless and beaming with happiness. Did I miss something? Are you two dating? Rex and Nomi look at each other and make twin sounds of disgust. What? No, not at all, Rex exclaims. Nomi's practically my sibling. He tightens his grip around Nomi's shoulders. I mean, I love them, I really do, but not like that. Nomi sticks their tongue out. I don't like anyone like that, they add, but I love Rex too, he's my best friend. Aw, buddy, Rex coos and wraps his whole body around Nomi's smaller one. He kisses them noisily on the cheek, snuffling into their hair while Nomi shrieks with laughter again. They're so cute! We were always the odd ones out on the heliopause, Rex says. People thought we were weird, you know? You probably don't see it because everyone's so awesome here, but compared to the rest of these smug, boring jerks, we really stuck out. But I'd rather be different than be like them. He looks down at Nomi, who beams up at him. And I got to be different with my best friend, which was awesome. We just hung out together and had our own fun while everyone else trained to be proper little soldiers, right, Nomi? Nomi frowns, like Vase and all his cronies, they say quietly. It wasn't all fun and games. Rex shushes Nomi and strokes his hand through their hair. I know, he says, but that's in the past. We don't have to grow up to be soldiers. We're here now, and there's so many more people to be friends with. He shoots you a smile, like Sola. Maybe more than friends? Nomi didn't like that. Nomi grimaces and makes a yuck noise with Rex's shoulder, but Rex's smile gets even bigger. Well, I wouldn't say no. Nomi, no! That was so cute. That was adorable. Okay. What are we gonna do before we head off into the abyss? Can we get some toughness up? Can we play the sport ball? Oh wait, no. Toughness is you can shovel dirt to get toughness up, and you don't need to talk to the fucking soldiers who are assholes who I hate. Bye! Shovel dirt. This month your mom has you and Cal digging out rice paddies. You put on mud waders that are way too big for you and stumble into the soggy muck. Cal starts nerding out about mud as he does. This ground's so soggy because the lower gravity means the water takes longer to seep down, he explains, pulling a big cloud of mud out of the ground and slopping it into the hoverlift. At least when it's raining, you don't have to use wheelbarrows. Everything's so swampy and warm on Vertumna. Not like dry recycled air of the stratospheric. The wet ground makes the roots from our earth plants rot easier, so we need a ton of mush tree mulch or this kind of puffy lava rock kind of thing. He stops and rubs his face, smearing mud across his cheek. Maybe we can do that next. I like smashing it up into tiny bits with a hammer. Yeah, it's nice to be with Cal. The tropical rain's never too cold, and Cal's great company. Why did that put my loyalty up? Cal is like the most, I hate these people. I want to be one with nature boy. Just think about all the cool stuff that's out there, Cal exclaims. Who else gets to shape the planet and provide food for the colony? No one, that's who. This job is the best. He keeps on digging and nattering on about cool bugs he finds in the mud. You goof off a little and have fun. Your antics eventually lead to you slipping, and suddenly you're up to your armpits in the mud and laughing as it oozes down into your oversized waders. Very cute. Cute boys. Big. Big win. Alright. Alright, everyone. Alright. Sneak out to explore Glow. I'm freaking out a little bit, I gotta be honest. No one is allowed outside the colony during Glow, so if you stay out of the lookout sites, there'll be nobody to catch you. It also means that you're alone out here. If you get into trouble, it's gonna be big trouble. You hope you know what you're doing. The familiar is unfamiliar during Glow. The sky is dark, except for the eerie light of the wormhole, seeming so much closer than it usually is, and the gloom makes the shadows deeper and more mysterious. It's so hauntingly quiet that you can even hear the movement of animals, the beat of soft wings, a whoomph of something large in the distance. What is that? It's just a Dorbs moth taking flight. Its usually dull plumage is an iridescent rainbow, glowing warmly in the dark of Glow. It slowly glides through the mushroom trees. You've been taught to be terrified of Glow season since you landed here, that there were monsters out here, circling the colony and attacking anything they saw, but it's so much more serene than you were expecting. Maybe they were wrong, or lying to you? I might want to save? Timmy? Timmy? You just put the fear of God in me in a way that, like, I can't even describe. Timmy? I'm frightened, Timmy. Oh yeah, I can skip by roadblocks. Do I want to? Let's see how stressed I get, and if I'll reload if it's like... The area is dotted with huge circles of glowing mushrooms, each one nearly a meter in diameter. The bare grass in the center of the circles looks remarkably lush. Step into one. You remember reading in stories that circles of mushrooms indicate supernatural activity, that stepping into one would transport you to the realm of the fairies, where you'd be trapped outside of time and kept as a plaything by malicious fae folk. Do I want another one of these cards, though? I have two. No, I don't. The creature! Wait. No, where are you going? Where are you going? The creature! You're crossing a section of wilderness here where the plants don't throw off as much luminescence as other parts. It's oppressively dark here. You use your holopalm as a flashlight, focusing on the light as a beam to slowly make your way through the cloying undergrowth. Yaha! The beam of your holopalm sweeps over a familiar form, a manticore. Your heart skips a beat at encountering this fearsome beast in the dark. This manticore isn't the deadly killer of the colony's cautionary tales. Actually, it looks terrified. It backs up against a tree, cowering, its eyes rolling in panic. Oh. Keep your light on it. You're too scared to move your light away, convinced it will pounce under cover of darkness. You try to hold your light steady, but you're shaking. So is the manticore. Then you realize it isn't even looking at you, it's staring into the forest to the right. You slowly grasp that the manticore isn't scared of you, it's scared of something else. It suddenly screeches in fear and bolts off to the left. You hear something absolutely enormous moving in the trees off to the right, where the manticore was staring. It's a deep grinding sound like ancient trees rubbing together in the wind, except there's no wind. You turn off your flashlight and hold your breath. You hear a single loud thump, then stillness again. You wait a full 20 minutes in complete silence. Gradually, the insect chirps and other noises of the forest return, and the glow bugs drift lazily back into the air. You hadn't even realized they were missing, as if the entire jungle was holding its breath too. Whatever it was seems to have moved on. But the creature... Yeah, I was gonna be like, wow, revenge on the guy? No. You climb up to a plateau ringed with gnarlwood trees. The view's fantastic. You can see the entire valley on this side of the colony from here. You have a curious sense of remembering this place, not from your dreams, but no, from a vision you had deep under a strange pyramid. Something important will happen here, but not yet. Take some photographs. It's just so beautiful out here. Too bad you can't share these without raising suspicions. Nobody's allowed outside the colony during glow. Nobody. If you were hurt and Utopia or the others had to come rescue you and got hurt themselves, well, there are good reasons not to make anyone worry. You'll just have to treasure the memory of this beautiful place. Not yet. What about the creatures? There he is! You come across a sawmill that's been shut down for the season. There's movement inside, and something in there is yipping and moaning in pain. You approach it carefully and find that some sort of dog-like creature has gotten trapped in the machinery. It growls at you and blinks its eyes, then its other eyes, then its other eyes. Boy, it has a lot of eyes. The loggers won't be back for weeks, so this creature will surely die, slowly and painfully. It looks worn out already, but still dangerous. Release it! You try to come near it, but it bites at you ferociously, nearly taking your hand off. You don't see a way you can safely free it. You sit to watch it, hoping to learn more from it, or at least a way to free it without endangering yourself. The creature's obviously been struggling for a long time. Once it realizes you're not here to eat it, it slumps down to nap. You feel an irresistible urge to do the same, and fall into something of a trance. Then something bizarre happens. A massive shadow drifts into the lumberyard, coming between you and the creature. You have the sense of an immense presence, something massive but graceful. You're not quite sure if you're dreaming, but you feel rooted to the spot and unnaturally calm. It's as if you've been drugged. The shadow stays a while, observing you curiously, then it drifts away again. Okay. You blink, coming out of your trance. What just happened? Did you fall asleep? You look back over to the machinery and realize the trapped eye beast is gone. You aren't sure if you should feel relieved or terrified. Was it freed or eaten? But you decide to get the heck away from this place now and ask these questions later. But the creature! Oh, I can't go over there. Okay. You come across a strange glowing river in the sky, floating just over the mushroom-capped treetops. It reminds you of old Earth vids about the Milky Way or the Northern Lights. It undulates away to the left and right, a river of luminous mist. Beside it, a curtain of tiny glowing particles slowly rains down into the forest below. Follow it. It seems to be denser to the left and flowing slowly to the right, so you decide to head left towards what must be the source. You stray from the path. The ground is hard to traverse in the dim phosphorescence. The river gets denser and starts to shimmer a little, like the spore clouds you see sometimes in pollen. You're careful not to get too close to the particles raining down from it. The mist seems to be coming from something near the ground, somewhere up ahead. It's something big and moving. The strange river of light is flowing from something on the next plateau. It's heading east and trailing this glowing dust, some kind of spore maybe, behind it. You could go down into the ravine here and try to keep following it, or safely cross under the eerie stream and continue where you were headed before. Keep going! The creature! After a harrowing trip through the muddy ravine, you make it up to the next plateau, only to find the sky river has dissipated. You can't find any sign of what made it. Oh well. But the creature... Ooh. The fuck? You're amazed at how peaceful it is out here. It's not what you expected. You stay out of sight of the watchtowers and slip between the mush trees. It's eerily silent, as if the forest is holding its breath in anticipation. It really is pretty out here with all the plants and animals glowing, especially in the with the wormhole filling the sky above you. Value is wild. This is an insane card. Timey-wimey wormhole stuff. I hate you, game. That's a good card, though. These are all good. I like this. Admire the flora. The mush trees make their own light, a chemical reaction almost as bright as your hollow palm. All sorts of small flying insects are drawn to them, facilitating pollination. Other plants spread glowing seeds which float up and dance above you as if they're alive. Maybe they are. The gnarlwood trees have these glowing bumps on them. Are those insects inside? You see something pulsing in there, like a goopy caterpillar becoming a butterfly. How strange. Though you can't see it, you've been told the wormhole high above is shining with ultraviolet light. It's invisible to the human eye, but absorbed and re-emitted as visible light by the flora and fauna around you. Your holopalm calls it a black light, and says that people on Earth used to use similar, much more concentrated light as decoration. Even your clothing glows faintly. Yay! I'm getting very stressed. Okay, this is the colony again. I mean, I saw the place that I need to be at some point, so, like, I'm... Oh, it's the plants. I don't want that card, though. I'll do this, and then I'm leaving. You come to a dense part of the path where the gnarlwood surrounds you and blocks out the sky and the wormhole above. Long threads that look like hair hanging down from the trees. Strange, you've never seen this during the rest of the year. You'll have to go through these. Take a closer look. The strands are sticky like a spider's web, so sticky and thick in fact that you would be caught if you tried to push your way through. Then don't. I'm not going to cut them. I'm not going to touch the plants. They will kill me. So, you approach the colony gates. Go home. Go home. You're just putting your boots on to grab Jailer in the lounge, just a normal time, when you hear the colony sirens begin to wail. It's the yearly attack. Ugh, they couldn't have waited until you ate dinner? Rude. Outside your window, you watch the colony defense begin to mobilize. Your holopalm chimes with the usual reminders for all civilian colonists to stay indoors. I'm not gonna kill the aliens anymore. I'm over it. Governor Lim is so confident in the colony's defense these days that there aren't even designated emergency shelters, so your room is the safest place to be. You post up in bed and scroll through Congruence's media library, intending to wait out the attack here. Hey, Governor Lim? That's not good. You wait a long time. The sounds of fighting don't cease for hours, long past dinner time and well into the evening, then even past the usual changing of the guard. From your window, you can see plasma rifle fire atop the walls and the steady pew-pew of the laser turrets, bright flashes fighting back against the gloom of glow. You want to stay up, but eventually it gets so late that you force yourself to sleep. After a fretful rest, you wake to the realization that the colony is still under attack. In the perpetual twilight of glow, it's hard to tell the time, but your growling stomach knows. It's well past breakfast, and you missed dinner last night. While you're deciding what to do, your holopalm chimes with a priority video announcement. Governor Lim appears on your holopalm, looking surprisingly well-groomed. "Good morning, Vertumna," he says with a calm smile. "As you may know, the colony is still engaged in battle against the alien threat. The walls are holding strong, and our soldiers keep mowing those Xenos down, but there's no sign of stopping yet. All non-combat personnel are to continue to shelter in place while our brave soldiers defend the colony. Non-essential work is suspended. Meals and other supplies will be brought door to door." He clenches his fist. "Stay strong, Vertumna. We'll weather this siege together." "Great, dude." "Good." "Yeah, dude, I mean, totally. And, like, you're surprisingly well-groomed. I'm glad that you're doing great. I'm glad that As he signs off, the colony's special social media lights up with conversation. Mars and Nomi are excited to skip work and watch holovids. Tangent's frustrated that she can't go to the lab and concerned for her experiments. Cal's worried about the fields. Only Vase and Nem are silent, probably because they're still out there fighting. Ugh. In the permanent dusk of glow, the day seems to drag on forever. Again, you have to force yourself to sleep with the sound of gunfire drifting through your windows. When you wake up the next morning, you realize you can't stomach another day of being cooped up in your room. Your anxiety has congealed into boredom. Nem and Vase are either fighting or sleeping, and you haven't heard from Dis in days. You bet your other friends would appreciate a visit, though. Where's Dis? Why are we not worried about Dis? I want to join Cal, but I also want to join Puppy. I want to kiss Puppy, but Cal's like our bestest friend. Oh, mad. Cal and his family are sheltering together in their quarters. He peers out the window. I can't believe it's still going on. What's gotten into them all? Nice quarters, bud. Look at this couch. He sighs and rubs his face in frustration. This wouldn't be happening if we just tried to understand them. I know that there's a way we could live in harmony with the planet. I know it. I've seen it. Eventually you manage to coax him into playing a hologame to pass the time, but he doesn't really feel like talking. 4 more days pass. You and your friends remain trapped indoors, forced to listen to the constant sounds of laser fire and rattling turrets from all around the colony. The Xenos never manage to breach the walls, but they just keep coming. Exhausted guards cycle on and off the walls in shifts, dead-eyed and listless. You catch a glimpse of Nem mechanically shoveling soy porridge into her mouth before seeming to fall asleep sitting up. Finally, after the 6th day of the siege, you hear a curious sound. Silence. You run out into the colony square to see the soldiers returning from their posts. It's over! Your holopalm lights up with a priority announcement from Governor Lum. The alien attackers have been defeated, he says. The siege has ended. Lum smiles broadly and puffs out his chest. Another year, another win. You're welcome, Vertumna. You're welcome, humanity. You're welcome, you hear, and see Chief Rhett nearby looking livid. What did he do? He rants to his security officers. Race out there like an idiot with his honor guard? Defend strategically unsound positions? Put himself in danger so he had to save his overstuffed ass? The soldiers all shift uncomfortably, but no one disagrees. And when I actually needed him, Rhett continues, taking his 12-hour beauty rest while the rest of us slog through endless shifts? Yeah, I mean, of course, he's like that. The soldiers are exhausted from the siege, so the crowd in the square disperses quickly. Only a few Helios remain, covertly filming Rhett while he continues to rail against Lum. On the horizon, the first rays of quiet streak the sky with lavender. You watch Utopia's reclamation crew head out through the gates to begin vaporizing the xenocorpses for the component molecules. That night, you have terrible dreams. You imagine that you're sieging the colony, that you're a creature crawling in the mud on your belly, the ozone crackle of plas rifle fire arcing overhead. With your taloned claws, you rip into the walls like they're made of clay, stuffing choking handfuls of it in your mouth. In a moment of lucidity, you try to pull the clay from your throat, but no matter how hard you pull, it just never ends. You jolt awake when you realize you've been pulling your own guts out of your throat. Just a dream. You're shaking and coated in a film of terror sweat, your heart pounding. You don't find sleep again before dawnbreak. Good. Good. I feel really good about it. Very stressed. Okay, I need to take a nap, but does anyone want to talk? Where were you? Everyone here's so afraid of dying that they don't even bother living, Dis says, fiddling with a strap in his backpack. I'm not afraid of death. I know I'll die eventually, and the thought doesn't scare me at all. I used to think that the inevitability of death meant life was pointless, he continues, but now I find it comforting. Nothing you do can change the fact that your life doesn't matter, so you can do whatever you want, and if people don't like it or they make fun of you, who cares? They're gonna be dead soon too. He shrugs, looking more relaxed than usual. I don't know, I find that freeing. Oh, bud. When is your birthday? Do I know? No. I'm gonna give you this, anyway. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy everybody filming the man. I'm not... And then we dreamed about the guts, and then we dreamed about the thing, and then... I'm gonna go hang out with Rex in the lounge. You know what? No, I'm going to the gardens with my boys. My boys are the only things that can keep me sane right now. They're my little guys, and I love them very much. Yes. Security Chief Rhett visits the garden sometimes, especially when your mom's around. You can hear their laughter ringing through the garden sometimes, so they go quiet when you approach. When you're sneaky, you can overhear them reminisce about old times, back when they used to surf together on Earth before your mom chose your dad. Rhett still comes to your mom for advice, even though she doesn't like to talk about her time as a fighter. Are they like exes? Yeah, I think I forget crawling. At the age of 18? You roll out of bed at noon because you're allowed to, because it's your birthday, but also because you're exhausted. You barely slept at all last night. You've been having these nightmares since the siege, more and more every night, like they're trying to tell you something urgent. You can't make any sense of it. All the imagery's jumbled together, all these possibilities and timelines and things that might happen. Some nights you wake up in a cold sweat, a scream already in your throat. You sit on the edge of your bed, run a hand through your hair, and check your hollow palm. A few people wish you happy birthday, but that's all. You guess you're getting older. Birthdays aren't as important as they used to be. Right, and Mars wants to meet you for lunch in the lounge today. You'll have to practice your smile. As you enter the lounge... Surprise! You do your very best to play along and act surprised. Woo, streamers, balloons, great! This is cute, though! All your friends are standing around wearing goofy hats and clapping. Nomi's holding a bunch of balloons larger than they are, and Rex is wearing a cute little waiter's outfit and a bow tie! You accept their hugs and birthday wishes, trying to hide your exhaustion and demurring with a few pointed, all this for me? You shouldn't have, no really. Rex wanders around with a tray full of little snacks, offering them to everyone with a vampy accent and a silly, airheaded giggle. The goofball act chips away at the natural awkwardness of a surprise party. That is, the first 5 minutes after everyone shouts surprise, and soon everyone's laughing and enjoying themselves. Despite your exhaustion, you start to smile too. Your friends are so amazing, and they're all here because they care about you. And they're definitely going to survive for a long time. Becca, thank you for the sip. Then you get some unexpected guests. The lounge begins to fill with Helio kids, mostly ones you don't know. The ones who usually keep to themselves and, well, don't much like you original stratospheric kids. Vase and Nem are with them, his arm draped over her shoulders. Nem gives you a little wave of acknowledgement for your birthday, which earns a weird look from Vase. Hey, who invited you guys? Cal says, stepping forward with his hands clenched. This is a private party. Oh my god. It's a public lounge, Vase replies. We can sit wherever we want. Cal stomps right into the midst of the Helios. You guys think that just because you fell out of the sky, you're the wormhole's gift of Rotumna, he spits out. We don't need you. We never needed you. All you do is make things worse, like this party. You've rarely seen Cal so ready for a fight. He doesn't seem to care that the body language of the Helio kids has changed from cocky to dangerous. You're just a bunch of fascists, Cal continues. You Endlum. Oh no. The lounge erupts, chairs screeching across the floor as the Helios jump to their feet yelling at Cal, calling the colony illegal and Cal a fugitive. They jostle him around, but Cal plants his feet and stands his ground. You hear a bottle breaking and see someone advancing on Cal. He's not backing down. Good. I'm not friends enough with any of these people. I think I'm like something with... I'm like 40... I'm 2 points away from an enemy being able to stop. Your voice is drowned out by their argument, then someone throws a punch and it's all chaos from there. Despite Cal's bravado and brawny physique, he's no fighter. One of the Helio kids socks him in the stomach and he goes down like a felled gnarl tree. Rex throws himself between Cal and his assailants, catching a few kicks on Cal's behalf before the Helios get tired and leave, with a few parting shots at Cal's alleged romantic interactions with the float cows. Oh my god. Vase doesn't get involved, but he doesn't stop them either. He's the last to leave the lounge, staring hard at Rex before smirking and turning away. Rex helps Cal to his feet. First time, huh? He says, dusting off Cal's shoulders. Don't worry, they probably got it out of their system. Good on you for sticking up for yourself. Nem lingers at a distance, clearly angry at Cal, but feeling bad about the fight. Well, Mars exclaims, clapping her hands. That was enough excitement, I think. Let's move on to the important part, cake and presents. Under Mars's skillful party-hosting hand, the mood shifts back to festive. You enjoy your presents and your cake, but tensions boiling over like that is a bad omen for the rest of the year. Jesus Christ almighty! Moonforest, thank you for the sip. Welcome! Happy Wednesday! Rex, how many times have you been, like, homophobically beat up by that man? Why was that, like, a little interaction that you had? Why was that a thing that you experienced? I don't like it. Hug. Oh, he's having it. He's smoking a joint! You find Rick sitting in the bowl of one of the unfinished buildings taking a hit off a rolled cigarette that smells powerfully skunky. It's only- I'm just tasting the latest cross for quality assurance! But... fucking... The Rex vase vibes are so derogatory. I'm going on the ridge. Oh, Jesus. You find your way blocked. The creature? Oh, hi. Utopia has sent a team of geologists to get a closer look at this region's weird terrain. You come across them working, and Utopia beckons you over. Sola, she says, drawing everyone's attention to you. Sola, come here. Everyone, Sola's been working in this area a while, and I'm sure they got plenty of information on what's out here. The geologists politely turn towards you and listen. Here's what we got so far, Utopia says, speaking directly to you. Judging from how the layers of sedimentation are broken up, this place used to be pretty flat, for there must have been tons of earthquake activity, ripping up the land and bringing up these huge ridges. We can date the quakes around the time a lot of these ruins were created, she adds, and we're looking, but we haven't seen anything built after them. Like that was it for the old convergent domain. These broken up layers are the same across the planet. Something sure happened about 20,000 years ago. I'm not talking about the Gardener's Array. Absolutely not. You set up a drone hive to measure the sediment layers along the cliffside and learn a few things about rocks. Yeah, no, fuck it, dude. Holy shit. Remember when Sim was here? Right on call, huh? Remember, everybody? When Sim was dead and whenever he was here? Remember? Jump scare. You're taking a sample at the base of a tree when you feel something patter off of your head and fall to the ground. It's a nut? That's strange. This species doesn't usually... You look up and your stomach lurches when you realize you've been being watched this whole time. A pair of familiar eyes pierce down at you from the branches. It's Sim? He grins down at you. Well, 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 if it isn't the little human. Have you come to visit me, Sugarbug? I saw you die. Did you? He says slyly. You'd think I would remember that. If you did witness my death, I apologize, Sim continues. He leans down from his branch, his long hair dangling just out of reach. I imagine I didn't enjoy it much either. Let's make out? That's not what's on my mind right now. Sola? That is not what's on my mind. This man's like, I don't remember dying, and I'm back, baby. No. That is not the situation. How can you just die and come back? It's a gardener thing, he replies dismissively. He's so casual about it. I make regular backups just in case. Backups? Sim gives you a little smile. Surely by now you know I cannot divulge the specifics of my role here. It doesn't stop you from hinting. Sim's smile grows wider and he trills with laughter. I know! Oh, having a secret is so much more gratifying than I expected it would be. The thing is, if I click this, will he remember that we did this? What does he know? Who is this? Was this a backup that he made before we made out, and then he died, and then I'm clicking it? Yeah, he doesn't remember. You pout up at Sim, trying to look kissable, but he just stares down at you, uncomprehending. My apologies, he says, but I'm not entirely certain what you mean? What business? You really don't remember? Sim's thin lips form an even thinner line. I'm afraid I don't. Did I offend you in some way? Death has a way of wiping the slate clean. He gives you a little smile. It's me. I'm the slate. Embarrassment burns in your guts. You can't find the words to explain the moment you shared on the cliff. I guess I'm happy you're alive. Sim sighs gratuitously. I wish everyone felt that way, he mutters. One of my associates seems to feel otherwise. At your confused look, he waves his hand. One of the other gardeners, Noctilicent, they really don't care for you humans, I'm afraid, and they're aware I've taken an interest in you. With a soft whoomp, Sim drops gracefully out of the tree and dusts himself off. He claps you on the shoulder. I'd watch out for them if I were you, he says. They're quite dangerous. Sim turns to leave, but you sputter and grab his sleeve. You can't. After all that, you deserve some answers. Real ones. He owes you that. He turns to you, one arch eyebrow raised. What is it, Sola? Are you really Sim? The one and the same, Sim answers, carefully prying your hands from his clothing. I acknowledge this is difficult for you to understand. He takes a deep breath, considering his words carefully. Humans have but one short window of consciousness, which encourages you to think of yourselves as individual points on the line of history. You are quite clearly not your parents, or your grandparents, or your unborn children. You are your own marvelous creature. He places his hand on its chest. I do not disappear when this form dies. I am eternal in a sense. I am all who came before, and I am all whom will come after. I am my own legacy. I am symbiosis. What do you do? Sim gives you a blank smile. I'm a gardener, he says simply. I was created to be a gardener, and I imagine I will be one until my services are no longer required. At your look of confusion, Sim softens. Humanity is so concerned with purpose, he says sadly. It is because you were not created for one, and you spend the entirety of your short lives under the impression you need one. The concept of someone having a purpose must be seductive. He shrugs one elegant shoulder. My existence is simple. I act in the ways for which I was created. It is not an interesting answer for an individualistic species as yourselves. I am aware, perhaps we must both accept that it may be beyond the human capacity to comprehend. He tilts his head to the side as if listening to something and squeezes your hand. I fear I've said too much. I hope I can see you again soon and that all may be revealed to you. Okay. Do you ever kiss a guy on the ground and he's like, God, I want to fuck you so badly, and then you see him again like a year later and he's like, who? But like, what do you do, you know, in that situation? What is our relationship with him now? I would like to see it. Like, question mark is right. Question mark is correct. I brought you a log. I mean, our relationship, like, literally can't get any stronger, but, like, I guess it can, since you don't want to make out with me anymore. Sim! I was flirting with other guys, I was trying to move past you, and, like, here you are, but you don't want to kiss me anymore. It's the worst fate imaginable. Who is here? It's Dis. Hi, bud. Dis is an entirely different person when he's outside the colony walls. Without people constantly trying to correct his asocial behavior, it's like he's blossomed into someone who's actually confident. The more time you spend with him out here, the more glimpses you catch of the real Dis. Bet you can't do this, he says, jumping off a huge boulder and doing a cool roll at the end. Wait, no, bet you can't do it with your eyes closed. I can. You and Dis cavort around, daring each other to do more and more dangerous things. Dis isn't scared of anything. You think you see something up on one of the plateaus above you, the cliffside's covered in convenient vines. Dare him to kiss you on the... I mean, this is so funny. Dare you to jump off the cliff and onto the spikes below. Dare you to walk into the mouth of the dragon. Dare you to kiss me on the mouth. I dare you to kiss me on the mouth. This is like... Look at the... This is the look of fear that I didn't know. This is... His eyes turned red. This goes pale. What? No, that's not the same, he exclaims. You're cheating. Wow, you might have found the one thing Dis is scared of. He insists you to pick a real dare. Gay fear. Climb up there. Dis scrambles up the cliff, no problem. He turns around to the top. Now your turn. Well, you dared him, so you gotta follow through. The vines are slippery and dangerous, and some of them are even alive, and wriggle when you grab them. You lose your grip right at the top and slip and start to fall. But Dis grabs you. Got you, Dis exclaims, pulling you over the ledge. Your heart's thumping and you're all sweaty from fear, but you did it. Dis looks so calm and collected, even though he just climbed the same treacherous wall and had to save you from a long fall. Why doesn't he ever seem scared? We just saw him scared. Like 8 seconds ago. The plateau is empty, but it provides a great view to look over the resting ridges. You and Dis take a break and watch the shadows creep across the dusty, craggy landscape. This is the life, Dis says. No school, no gossip, no bullies, no one telling me what to do or what to think. He props his elbow up on his knee and squints into the suns. Even with my augmentation in the colony, I always feel like such a coward, but maybe the problem isn't me, it's everyone else, you know? I'm not scared of any of the usual stuff. Monsters, getting hurt, even dying, like, who cares, he continues, but humans keep finding ways to control people with fear. Well, they can't control me. His augment is that he isn't afraid of anything. But kisses. It doesn't work with kisses. This man isn't scared of death, but God forbid. God forbid. Yeah, so how about that kiss then, bud? Dis laughs embarrassed and starts scrambling down the side of the cliff again. You'll have to catch me first. It's cute. Not scared of anything, but intimacy? Fuck, man. That's the scariest thing of them all. Oh, there's no boss fight. I'll pick up some things, though. What is this strange device? It's a battery. We've picked up a lot of them, bud. Let's go home. And think about the fact that Sim is alive. He doesn't afraid of anything. That's the thing, right? Do I have a cake to give to my boy? I don't. Buy a cake for my boy. Hi, Mars. I'm leaving. Hi, Dis. You head out of the colony hoping to find Dis, and you do, as well as Rhett and Utopia, who've teamed up to talk to Dis about something that has him scowling deeply. It was different before the attacks, you hear Utopia say, but you're older now, and when you're on an expedition, you can get into a lot more danger than when you were just a little kid going on walkabout. When you're out there on my team, I'm counting on you to do as you're told and be where you said you'd be. She gestures beseechingly. What am I going to do if something happens to you out there, kid? What if you disappear one day and you're hurt and no one knows where to find you? What if... I'll be fine, Dis cuts her off. I can take care of myself, and if I can't, that's on me. That's not how it works here, Rhett says, his voice stern. You're not just putting yourself in danger out there, you're putting the whole colony in danger. I know you're a bit of a loner, son, but you have family here. All of us. We're all your family. We're going to send people out to find you, and what if they get into the same trouble you did, he continues. We're counting on you to follow directions out there to keep everyone safe, not just yourself. Oh, Angie again. What if I don't want to be found? Dis explodes, waving his arms. What if I want to be left the hell alone? Rhett and Utopia are stunned by Dis's outburst. Rhett opens his mouth to respond, but Dis talks over him. If I don't come back, just leave me out there, he spits. If this planet wants me dead, maybe I deserve it, huh? Don't you ever think about that? Maybe I deserve to die out there. Maybe we all do. With that, Dis stomps away. Rhett and Utopia look stunned. You follow Dis around the outer walls of the colony, to where he's angrily pulling things out of the drain pipe, hiding hole he's long since outgrown. Stupid humans, he grumbles, stuffing what looks like a bedroll into a carrying bag. Never think of anything except... Oh, he continues, trailing off when he sees you. What do you want? You okay? I'm great, Dis mutters. Just awesome, actually. Yeah, thanks for asking. You watch him pull things from his hideaway and throw them into 2 piles. Screw this colony, he says. I didn't ask to be part of it. I don't need it. I don't need anyone. I'd be better off living in the woods like an animal. At least that's real. He reaches in far and pulls out a busted-up looking mechanical device, his old alien communicator he made using gear he stole from Command. Geez, he laughs. Guess I don't need this anymore. What do you mean? He smiles as he turns the device over in his hands. Well, I've already got Sim, he says quietly. Didn't even need this old thing, did I? He tosses it in the discard pile. Won't need it where I'm going anyway. Okay. Fascinating decision that we've come across now. I didn't even really mean to romance Dis. We've spent the most time with him. And I'm like, this is my weird depressed robot boyfriend who wants to kiss an alien. But then Sim's my boyfriend. But Sim doesn't remember being my boyfriend. So this is a problem that I'm having now, where, you know? It's like... But he also might want to kiss an alien, and that's cool, because then... But I also don't want to leave the colony because my parents are here. So... But I understand. But I want to flirt with him. Take me with you. This takes a second to consider this before your meeting sets in. What? Why? He replies, baffled. Come on, Solo. You have a whole, like, life here, a future. You have friends, people who love you. Don't throw it all away just to be with me. I'm not worth it. His face softens. Look, maybe once I'm set up, okay? I'll send you a message if you really mean it. This finishes packing up the stuff he's going to keep, which barely amounts to a full backpack. He straps it onto his back and nods at you, determined. Did I ever tell you my full name, he asked, seemingly randomly? No, you didn't. Just smiles a little at that, just with the corners of his mouth as he huffs a self-deprecating laugh. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have. It sucks, honestly. It's, dysthemia. I don't have reasoning enough to be like, what the fuck? What does it mean? Just takes a breath and lets it all out, his shoulders slumping. It means being sad. What a joke, right? Who names their kid that? Shakes his head. Annan always talks about how babies make everyone happier. Was my mom sad before she had me and Tang, or did having us make her sad? His smile twists. Was it me? Was I the reason? This scuffs his boot in the dirt. Whatever, he mumbles. No one cared about me, basically ever, since before I was born. My own mom didn't love me, the, like, one person who you think could. He looks up at the sky and blinks rapidly. Whatever, he repeats, I'm out of here. Thanks for everything, Sola. You're the only good thing about this shithole. I'm gonna miss you. Give him a hug. You throw your arms around Dis, who grunts and pats your back awkwardly. He doesn't relax until you finally relent and let him go. You watch him disappear between the fungal trees. Within minutes, he's out of sight. Bud. He's gone. Where the fuck is he gonna go? Like, a cave? The pit? You watch him disappear. Becca. It's over. Becca, it's over, actually. You assumed his name was Dystopia? Timmy, that would be also very powerful, actually. You're getting ready for bed later that day when you receive a colony-wide announcement through your hollow palm. It reads as follows. Dis is gone. Calling a notice. Reminder that there is to be no unauthorized trips outside the walls without prior authorization from Expeditions Command. Anyone caught in violation of this rule will be punished. This includes going for a walk. It is dangerous outside the walls and is only to be done by trained and armed personnel. Thank you, Command. How about that? You sent Dis a message, just a bunch of question marks. Dis messages you back immediately with just a picture of a knife. You're guessing he didn't get very far. No! Dis, no! He's... We just phase in front of him. We just phase in front... But... Okay, I'm sorry. The fact that this is the type of person to respond to text with the knife emoji, basically, is actually very powerful to me. I'll say that much. Extremely powerful energies. Oh, squeak squeak, my boys. Is there more stuff outside? I mean, I want to go see Sim again. Like, I need to talk to Sim and be like, what the fuck? I don't know how to rescue Nim from her terrible boyfriend. That's true, we have to do that. I haven't really been focusing on them at all. And that's kind of shitty. She really went through a tough time, and we kind of just, like, abandoned her because I wanted to kiss an alien, which is kind of probably, like, not the best. My bad. The howl of a unisaur rattles the trees, and you tense as your gut recognizes the supremacy of an apex predator. You're about to turn and run when you hear something different, Sim's weird chuckle. Oh, delightful, he says, clearing his throat. I haven't lost my touch. Okay. Okay, horny man. He didn't have anything to say to me. I can't make my relationship with him go any higher either. Like, it's just kind of like... We're maxed out. The freedom of knowing that we're going to be reborn, you know, it keeps me at peace. There's no boss event anymore. And Cal's... Okay, that was kind of a waste of time, but it's okay. No, go home. I'm sorry. I don't need these anymore. My perception is maxed out. Happy birthday, my boy. Well, hey, Rex exclaims, jumping up when he sees you. How's it hanging? Your eyes fall to a spectacular line of hickeys that travels down his neck and disappears under his harness. He sees you looking and laughs. Unashamed, he pulls down the fabric of his harness to show off that they go much further than that. Me, I'm good, he laughs. Real good, if you catch my drift. Jesus Christ! Your birthday! At least they called it a harness this time, you know? Hug. Oh yay, we leveled up with the boy. You're looking for Rex by the construction site, but Rex finds you first. Tackle hug! Okay, first of all, look at this robot. He has a hard hat on. He's safe. He will not be injured. He's carrying a little toolbox. He's very good. You turn to the source of the yell. Rex is barreling towards you, arms outstretched. You have about 2 seconds to decide how to react. Leap into his arms. You ready yourself to launch into his embrace, catching a glimpse of Rex's delighted smile as he scoops you up in his strong arms. He lifts you off of his feet and swings you around, laughing. Heyo, Sola, Rex exclaims. He holds you easily against his chest. What's a good person like you doing in a place like this? You're the good boy, Rex. Aw, shucks, Rex laughs. He sets you down gently on your feet. You got me. It's me. I am the good boy. You think you're starting to understand this strange Helio boy and his love of hugs. So, Rex asks, crossing his arms, were you looking for me? What you need? Let's do something fun. Rex tilts his head to the side, like what? I'm hot. You're hot. My god. Unbelievable energies that this game really does just let you kiss everybody at the same time. Absolutely. Rex's eyes go wide and he bites his lip with his fang. Oh man, he says, rubbing his hands on his face in mock agony. I mean, obviously, yes, hello, Sola. Hit me up literally any other time, but I'm actually super stoked to work on the build today. He looks over his shoulder at the construction project behind him, then looks back at you with a devilish smile. If you want, you can come see what we're working on. There's lots of cool little private rooms and stuff. Yeah, sure. You follow Rex back into the construction site. He waves at the other workers, then leads you into a half-built room that's almost completely out of their line of sight. This is the best I can do, he whispers, bracketing you against the wall with his arms, but honestly, it's kind of fun, right? He's right, it is kind of fun. I got a card with him making out with someone else. Because that's what makes me feel good. Why does he look sad? You and Rex emerge from the construction site sometime later, rumpled and kiss-bitten and just a little more contrite. The other construction workers tactfully don't take notice as Rex kisses you one more time and sends you off with a jaunty wave. You feel more relaxed than you have for weeks. Made out with a dog boy. I feel at peace now. I feel at peace now we made out with a dog boy. Hi, Anemone. I got you a present. It's an egg. Yay. You spot Nem halfway up a garrison watchtower, her legs wrapped around the scaffolding as she cranes to look over the fence through a pair of holoculars. You clear your throat and she peers down at you and waves. Sola, come up here. I want to ask you something. You clamber easily up the scaffolding. Nem gives you a high five. Here, look through these, Nem says, shoving the holoculars into your eyes. You raise them to your eyes and look through where she's pointing. A long ways out, much farther than the expeditions are going, you spot a dark humanoid shape moving through the towering fungal forest. See him? Nem asks. It's Dis. I swear it is. He's always sneaking out over the walls. So what? Nem stares at you. So what? She repeats aghast. He's gonna get in trouble. Only if you tell on him. Well, yeah, Nem sputters, but someone should. The adults say we're not supposed to go outside the colony unless it's on expedition, Nem says, taking the holoculars back and looping them around her neck. And just goes whenever he wants. What if he gets hurt? What if he dies? She wrinkles her nose. What if he picks up a weird alien disease and comes back with 3 heads? Nem scratches her cheek where acne's made her skin dry and sore-looking. Ow, she mutters as a bit flakes off. I just don't know what to do about it, she says. What do you think? Stay out of his business. I can't do that, Nem pouts. As the strongest kid in the colony, I gotta protect all the other kids. The colony's got rules for a reason, Nem says, staring off into the wilderness. If we do our own thing and don't care about the rules, we're all gonna be toast. Kind of like a sports ball team. We're all doing different stuff, but we all gotta play by the same rules so we can get as many points as we can. Anemone Sola! You look down at the ground where a passing colonist is waving up at you. You two get down from there, it's not safe! Okay, sorry, I'm on watch, Nem shouts back, indicating her holoculars. She shoots you a smile. I guess we should get inside the watchtower, huh? You both climb the rest of the way to the guard platform. Nem heaves herself over the edge and reaches down to help you up, and you notice that her hands are all banged up and scabbing over with blue scales, probably from scampering all over the place the way she does. She notices you looking and laughs awkwardly. She runs her hand through her fluffy hair. Maybe if I get beat up enough, I'll have so many scales I won't have no more acne, she jokes. You know, it's... You know? Timmy, thank you for the sip. I do be sippin'. I'm so listless. The fact that, like, there's no, like, boss stuff. Like, I just have to wait. Okay, humanities class, baby. Let's go. Is it here? No. Is it? Oh, wait, no, it's the other building. I'm still really confused about everything in this. Humanities, baby! You catch tangents, sir. Blah. I'm not doing all that. You know? Beep, 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 beep. Oh, my empathy didn't go up. Okay, interesting. Wait. I haven't talked to, like, my dad in a while. What do you do? What is up? There's just, I can just, what if I want to give, why can I hug Rex but not my dad? You know? Do you ever think about that? Okay, medbay I'm assuming is empathy. Yeah, medbay's empathy. You report for your first shift as Dr. Instance's nursing assistant. Instance was never supposed to be the literal doctor for everyone in the colony. All the colony's medical needs were supposed to be covered by the medbeds, and then eventually with trained medical professionals from your generation. With the growing number of wounded and sick, it's pulling Instance's attention away from her actual work in the lab, hence why she needs the help. I'm a doctor, not a physician, Instance grumbles as she swipes through her holopalm to give access to the medbay system. This fucking doctor, Star Trek, I can study the local xenofauna so it stops killing us, or I can treat burns and upset tummies. I can't do both. There, she says, as the haptics in your holopalm pulse. You should have access, now. Don't bother me for anything less than a cranial bleed. It's a medbed, not a jar of leeches. Just follow the instructions and push the right buttons. You need something, ask Congruence. Congruence beams at you from the holometer. The holomonitor. The holometer? Can you handle that? I can handle anything. That's the spirit, Congruence chirps. You and me, Sola, high five. You gently bonk Congruence's panel with your open palm and she laughs. Fuck yeah, dude. There are no patients today, so you're gonna brush up on your first aid training. Every colonist gets first aid training in their early teens. Lungs gotta breathe, heart's gotta beat, blood should stay inside the body. Check. You run through quiz scenarios with Congruence for a whole week. CPR, elevate and put pressure on wounds, wrap broken bones, flush eyes with water, leave foreign objects in, and be real careful with neck injuries. Fun fact, Congruence informs you, in the field, your holopalm can just discharge its batteries all at once as a makeshift defibrillator. First aid is important, but the goal is just to get the person stable long enough to bring them here to a medbed. That's where you and Dr. Instance will take over. You'll be fine. It might only be a matter of life and death. No big deal. Fuck you. 3, 4, 2, 2. Literally the worst thing I've ever seen. I hate this card. Wait. And, fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, I love that that holopalm fact exists. I really hope it's not trying to tell me anything. Does anybody want to speak to me? I guess. Do you want a weird battery? I have 9 of them. Here you go. Enjoy. I don't have any more eggs, so... Dr. Instance is very protective of the colony's gene tech machine, which is used to make babies, correcting congenital abnormalities and granting them genetic enhancements before they're implanted in a womb. It's in its own room, locked tight, with all the colony's precious frozen embryos from Earth. What the fuck? It's also sometimes used for deep gene treatments, like gender affirmation therapy. I mean, that's cool, but what? Value is wild, okay. Yeah, so when we heard that our parents made us the old-fashioned way, it's because they... Okay. Yay. Log. I don't like imagining just a lab of frozen embryos somewhere in this spaceship. That really gets me for some reason. Like little guys, but like in the most frightening way possible. What will get my empathy up a lot? Like max, I don't need more biology is the problem. So I feel like I'm kind of wasting it. Is helping with the animals get my empathy up. Just by 2. Okay, whatever. I'll keep helping in medbay, because who knows when I might need a fucking defibrillator. Our parents chose to fuck, which was optional. So that's something that we need to think about. Yeah, this is still... Okay, let's go! Nem comes in with a training injury, a gouge that runs from her knee to her ankle. Ew! She hobbles in with a big smile. This one's gonna be kick-ass, she crows as you help her get into the med bed. The med meds are miraculous technology. Combined with genetic modifications made to your body, they can cure diseases and make your cells regenerate quickly, repairing even the most mangled limbs. If it's still attached to your body, the med bed can heal it. For Nem, though, her genetic mutation means that instead of regenerating smooth new skin, she gets rough blue scales instead, much stronger than human skin. Nem flicks the dials on the control panel and fiddles with the angle of the lamp overhead. Seriously, this thing is more comfortable than my bed. It's worth more than the whole ship, too, Intent snaps, so don't break it. Nem pulls her hands in with an awkward giggle. You connect to the medbed with your holopalm and see the interface and diagnostics there. It's a confusing mess of readouts and buttons. The user's manual is ridiculously obtuse. You ask Instance for help, but she just scoffs. I don't have time or the temperament to walk you through it. I learned how to use it myself, and so can you. Just don't break it. Press the right buttons. It's really very intuitive. If you have half a brain for it, you figure out the machine with zero problems. The sun lamp turns on. The monitor says, please lie still for 2 hours. Nem groans. It's going to take forever, she complains. Stay with me a while? You end up staying the whole time, keeping Nem company. Yay. Big. Wait. Big. Wait. Big. Wait. Big. Everybody shut up. It's big. It's big. Yay, I'm becoming empathetic for human life. This year, Governor Lum's ascension to the Vertumnalia stage is heralded by an entire military band, their instruments shiny and nano-printed new. They march out of command in formations, splitting and forming a phalanx at the foot. Phalanx? At the foot of the stage as Lum takes his place before you. Where is Uticott? Did she die? We haven't seen her in a while. And she was like on death's door. Spotlights turn on with a heavy ka-chunk noises, illuminating Lum in a halo of floating dust particles. He spreads his arms wide. Hello, Vertumna! His voice booms over the speakers. Are we winning or what? The reaction is mixed. You look around. It's easy to see the ones cheering the loudest are Helios and people who fully adopted their mentality, like Nem. The Stratos are more reserved, some even silent. Security Chief Red is one of them, his usual stony expression hiding his true feelings. Regardless, there's enough cheering that Lum has to wait for it to die down before he continues. We're killing it out there, people, he exclaims. Literally, every day we claw a little more territory from the savage aliens of this planet. A potato pod arcs through the air and lands with a broken splort at Lum's feet, splattering him with juice. You don't see who threw it, but the faction from Geoponics is looking restless. They begin to jeer and stomp their feet. Lum continues on, raising his fist. Those Xenos attacked us first, and now they're learning. Don't mess with humankind. The crowd's now evenly split between cheering and booing. The Stratos are agitated, and you hear calls for things to return to how they were and how Lum and his soldiers are killing the planet. Even the council, lined up before the stage and facing the crowd, looks conflicted. We left Earth to get away from this shit, your dad shouts, and you turn to him in surprise. He rarely swears. Now look at us. We're right back where we started, fighting each other and the planet. We brought it with us. Utopia hops on stage and routes her own hearspeak through the speakers. He's lying, she yells bitterly. This year we lost 2 surveyors in the swamps, Sorrel and Queenie. They'd be alive today if Lum hadn't sent him to clear out a manticore den for no good reason. She jams her fingers against the governor's chest. The only threat to our colony here is you. Lum's smile doesn't change, but his eyes go cold. He snatches Utopia's hand, calmly and slowly, crushes her holopalm crystal with his thumb. You can hear the crunch of the bones of her hand before the feed cuts out. Utopia yells as her knees buckle with the pain, her bravado gone. She holds her broken hand to her chest and is too shocked to resist when Lum shoves her off stage. The crowd is stunned into silence as well. Lum clears his throat and approaches the end of the stage, looming tall over the council. Thank you for your input, he says icily. Your concerns have been noted. This isn't the buffoon Lum presents on his daily holovlogs, or the nuisance he is when he visits a work site. Nuisance! Jesus Christ! You see something in his eyes you've only caught glimmers of before. Hatred. You Stratos are lucky we didn't crush you under our boots and take your colony by force, he sneers. Before we got here, this colony was doomed. You're only alive because I was merciful. Just a bunch of burned-out hippie fugitives. What was your plan for surviving out here? Wishful thinking? Singing songs and talking to animals? Laughter ripples through the Helios. You, he gestures to the council, then jerks his thumb at his chest, need us. Not the other way around. I'm done pretending I need to listen to your opinions. If you want to live, you'll do what I say. He stares at Dr. Instance, who glares up at him with hate in her eyes as she tends to Utopia's hand. Maybe it's time to clean house, he threatens. We need team players here, ones who share one vision for the future of Vertumna. After a few tense moments, Seek clears their throat. Sir, shall I continue with the traditional formalities now? Lum scowls down at Seek, then throws his hands in the air. Whatever, do it if it makes you feel better. You're all cowards. He turns and stalks off the stage, his marching band scrambling to follow him with his exit song. No! As promised, there are no contests this year, but there's plenty of food and alcohol. As the sun begins to set, the Helios, including Vase and Nem, head straight for it and they're ready to party into the night. The other teams seem a little less at ease. Dis, quite predictably, has already left. No, we're leaving. Fuck it. You don't find Dis on the walls, or in the robotics lab, or in any of his usual hiding places. Not even Congruent can get a read on his location. You might have an idea where he would be, though. You creep up on Sim and Dis meeting in secret, outside the colony walls. Trust me, Dis, I'm not concerned, Sim says, his hand resting on Dis's shoulder entreatingly. The planet is in no danger of being subjugated by humans. You don't get it, Dis exclaims. They're really serious. They're going to use bombs. You've seen bombs, right? Explosions? What if they cut down every tree, or poison the rivers, or... Sim smiles patronizingly. I forget sometimes that you're so human, he says, and Dis scowls. You are stuck in time, unable to see beyond the next 100 years. Even if your species manages to wipe all life from this continent, we will simply bring it back again. It may take 20,000 years, but this planet will outlive you. Dis knocks Sim's hands away and wipes his eyes. Why are you always so calm? He spits out. Other gardeners aren't like this. Other gardeners know that humans are dangerous. Dis... Sim sighs, closing the distance between them and folding Dis into a gentle hug, like one would approach a biting animal. I'm not like other gardeners, not anymore. Just like you're not like other humans. Dis sniffles and buries his head in Sim's tattered clothing. I just wish you'd let me help, he murmurs, almost too quiet for you to hear. First of all, okay, one, Dis, how many gardeners have you met? Because we've only met one. And two, he lets Sim touch him. And that's interesting to me. He hates when we touch him, but he lets Sim give him a hug. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want to, like, intrude on this. I want to, I mean, what am I fucking kidding? I want to intrude on this. You let yourself snap a branch as you move through a dry underbrush, and Dis leaps away from Sim with a guilty expression. They both relax when they see you. Dis scrubs his red face. Hey, Sola, he stammers, guess I should go back now, huh? You and Dis sneak back into the colony as the sun sets, dodging Vase and his reveling friends. They've somehow wrangled themselves a live trippet and are in the process of skewering it to roast over a big bonfire. You can hear its dying squeals from here, and shortly after that smell the sweet charred scent of it roasting over the flame. It's time to go. Dis curls his lip. I hate this place, he mutters. Sometimes I wish everyone would just hurry up and die. The week after Vertumnalia is one of the hottest since you landed. You're supposed to take time off for a much-needed break, but it's just so humid and awful, and tempers are short. Shortly after the festival, you start seeing graffiti cropping up everywhere. Seems that a lively, if not particularly civil, conversation between the two factions is being held on the flat surfaces of the colony. Timmy! Not Trippets roasting over an open fire. They burned him alive! Timmy! Lim announces a zero-tolerance policy for political graffiti, but you notice that not every tag is being removed, just the ones against the war, of course. The atmosphere of the colony is oppressive, as thick as the choking dust heat itself. Everywhere you try to relax, people just want to talk about the war. To make matters worse, the sweltering nights are making your nightmares intense again. You return to work feeling more stressed than before. The thing is, I want Dis and Sim to kiss. So I'm thinking about that. You looked up Lum's full name. Take a moment and Google. Okay, 1 second, everybody. In the total silence, Baculum. Oh no. Oh no. Oh No! His name is Dickbone! But his name... But he... Oh, he can't do that. We can't do that. No. Lum. Take this. No, take this, I mean, sorry. Enjoy. Oh my god, the names in this game are powerful in ways I cannot even begin to describe. What's up, bud? Face looks exasperated by your presence. Hey, it's Rex's little buddy, he says, scowling. Get out of here before I have to send him a message about how I don't want his little gang of dickwits stinking up my garrison. What happened between... I guess we have to do a run where we, like, befriend Vase. I don't know. Oh. Someone dies on your watch this month. It's not your fault. Sometimes people are just too injured to make it to the medbed in time. It's still hard to stomach, though. Good. Anyway, moving on. I guess. Like, what a good placement. Holy shit. Okay, wait. Well, no, I need this here. I want to do this. But, like... Empathy. We crossed an empathy threshold. Pay to remove cards in the quarter spa? We can go to the spa? Visit the spa. Forget a memory. Visit the spa. Really think about being calm. And also forget. You know? You know? Visit the spa to forget. Okay, I hate this card, I guess. You know what? I've been doing fine. I don't want to visit the spa to forget. I want some creativity. I'm going to study humanities. Okay? Congruence asks you to take a stack of blank paper and a box of pencils from the classroom nanoprinter and pass them out to the class. Today we'll be practicing our handwriting, she announces. Oh, I think we do still have Mars stealing money. I would like to get rid of that. Yeah, no, you're right. You hear Tangent groan beside you. But Congruence, she whines. Why do we ever need to write by hand when we have hollow palms? This exercise will be part history lesson, part future skill, Congruence tells the class. In the future, you may not always have access to hollow palm technology. Our replicators and computers will break down eventually, and when they do, you'll have to rely on low-tech solutions to everyday tasks. So first lesson, how to correctly hold a pencil. That's bizarre to me. You and the other students get to work learning how to print by hand. It's a little bit like holding a stylus, but the texture's all wrong. Your letters are small and cramped, and you have trouble keeping them in a straight line. Tang, though, is suffering the worst. Ha! Mars laughs. Looks like we finally found something Tang isn't good at. Look, she keeps mixing up her lowercase a's and e's. Tang is using a stylus with her hollow palm, but she's never actually drawn the letters. She fumbles like a child, bashing her fists against a hollow palm for the first time. It's painful to watch. You can tell she's getting more frustrated with each letter. Yeah, we were probably supposed to get this event when we were like 10. We're all 18. Mars, on the other hand, has lovely penmanship. She can even write in cursive. My papa taught me when I was little, she says, showing off her paper. Cultured people know how to write for real. I'll help you. I knew that she'd hate it. I don't need your help, Tang sneers. She hates being bad at something, but being patronized is even worse. Let me do it myself, she grumbles, balling up her 5th piece of paper and tossing it on the floor. Mars laughs, but after a few minutes of tense silence, she looks over to Tang's work. You're pressing too hard, Mars tells her softly. Loosen your grip. It's different from typing in the air with a stylus. Try moving with your shoulder instead of your wrist and fingers. Tang takes a deep breath and tries again, slow and deliberate. Mars nods and slides closer, putting her hand over Tang's and guiding her pencil on the paper. There, see, you're getting it, she murmurs. Tang's cheeks go pink. After a minute, Tang eases her tension and her writing starts to flow more naturally. Thanks, she stammers, pushing her chair away from Mars. Interesting. Interesting! 8. Oh, this is not the only brain card, even a little bit. I cannot stress enough how much it's not the only brain card. Beep. Yay! Okay, I have to go to the spa and delete Mars forever. You breathe deeply. That memory's been forgotten. Can you imagine if it was that easy? Yeah, I'm gonna sneak out during glow again. Are you kidding me? What's up, my boy? You spot Rex carrying supplies and big pieces of wood into a huge tarped-up section at the end of the lounge. He waves at you, well, as much as a wave he can do with his arms full of mushwood. Hey, Lasola, he calls out to you. Have you come to see the bar? You give him a questioning look. The bar? You don't know Rex super well. You've never heard anything about a bar. He gestures to the tarps. My bar, he says. I've been working on a special project ever since I joined the construction crew. The colony needed a place to cut loose, you dig? He looks up at it, beaming with pride. I think it's about halfway done. You take a look at what you can see. Rex has kept it all pretty well tarped up and hates letting people inside to peek, but you can tell it's big. Perhaps a little too big? Ambitious, maybe, for a first solo construction project. But Rex has had a lot of help from his crew, and from the whole colony. He'd have to be able to find enough wood. Rex comes over to you and slings you into a one-armed hug. Just seeing you makes me super energized, he says. I can almost hear the music now. That's right, the bar's gonna have live music. You know anyone who plays an instrument? I'm gonna work double time to finish this place. If you want to help, bring me all the mushwood you can find. I would love to. I have some. Do you want this? Oh my god, he likes logs because he's a dog, and he likes he likes sticks because he's a dog. And he likes sticks because he's a dog. What's better than this? Hi, Dis. This evening, when Dis isn't in his quarters or his usual spot near the expedition vehicles, you have a sixth sense on where to find him. His old secret hideout in the big drainage pipe under the wall, where he still goes sometimes when he needs to escape and be alone. Sure enough, there he is at the entrance of the pipe, but something's wrong. He's fiddling with a package furtively. His head jerks up as you approach, and he clutches it to his chest. You can barely believe your eyes, but you know a bomb when you see one. Dis? Dis stares at you for a few moments, weighing the truth. I'm leaving, he says eventually. The gardeners made me a deal. Sabotage the colony during the next attack and they'll let me become one of them. Don't get in my way, Sola, Dis says. I don't want to have to hurt you. But there are people here that we like, but there are also fascists. I hate this. I hate it. Cause it's like totally, dude, you know? Fuck these guys. But also, my dad is here. Like, my dad is here. You have to understand that my dad is here. Wait, no, I'm saving that for the end for sure. If my dad had died from the plague, then this would be a no-brainer. Absolutely. 21. 21. Oh, the last one gets a bonus because we're... Big card. I want to use that at the end, though, for like a big boy. $32, 19, 41. We're so close, dude. It just isn't, it's not, okay. I would prefer if you stayed at 2, actually. You're making this difficult for me. You're making this exceedingly difficult for me, actually. I could push through, but I don't want to. $69 stress, nice. I could give up for the story. I could accept my fate. I'm running out of medicinal roots, so how do you... I could do that, I guess. Please don't kill my dad. This clutches the explosive to his chest tightly and lets out one shuddering sigh. Okay, he says finally. Okay, He shakes his head and hands it over to you. Take it, he says, before I change my mind. Don't give me a bomb. You dispose of the deadly package and thank all the gods from all the religions you can name that you were here tonight to stop this. My bud. I don't know about this one, my bud. I just don't know about it, you know? It's almost glow season, and we gotta go. Why can't he come with us? Let's get some creativity. No, let's keep assisting in medbay. Injuries are common in geoponics, mostly all manner of pulled muscles and stress injuries, not to mention the occasional animal bite. You treat the farmers and the ranchers for their minor medical needs, patching them up and sending them out again to keep working. I should forget some cards, shouldn't I? I'm like bloated. I'm bloated with cards that are bad. I'm bloated with cards that don't work for me emotionally. Why is this locked here? Why is this my life that you have chosen for me? Yes, empathy. Okay, we're very mad. We need to take a break. I'm gonna hang out with my boys. Anybody want to talk to me? Dis, are you done making a bomb? Like, my god. Relax in the park. Your mother's white Astrantia flowers are flourishing in the garden, and everywhere else too. They've really taken to something in the soil here. You even see them outside the walls. Something must be carrying their seeds out toward the wilderness. Is it my boys? I hate this card. Alright. What is... I'm gonna go to the... I'm just gonna do the med bay one more time, and then I'm gonna BRB, and then we're gonna go back into glow. Even with the med beds, the colony keeps a few medicines in stock. Mild painkillers and anti-inflammatories, vaccines, prophylactics for vitamin diseases, various drugs for anxiety and depression, anything that doesn't warrant tying up a med bed. There's also a collection of paste, powders, and tinctures from native species. Dr. Instance is showing you how to inventory and restock the medicine cabinet. She picks up a jar of tincture and regards it with distaste. This is barbarism, she complains before handing it to you to stock. When the machines finally break and leave us with this, the colony will be in real trouble. Medicine used to be an art, not a science, she continues, her emphasis on the word art indicating her poor opinion of it. Ointments and oils peddled by salesmen to people too ignorant and desperate to know better, cutting people open with unwashed hands, drilling holes in their heads. Yes, and nobody needed their lifetimes of hands-on experience or applied wisdom, Congruence chimes in from a nearby monitor with what must be sarcasm. Training in vert space and relying on medbeds is much more civilized. Instant scowls with the weight of 20 years of resentment. I wasn't trained as a medical doctor, she retorts. Of course you were, Congruence coos patronizingly. I trained you myself. Instance throws her hands in the air and turns toward you. I already had 2 advanced degrees when we left Earth, she proclaims. I was a published academic. If they wanted someone who could fix humans, they should have brought along a physician, not trained one after the fact. She scowls and starts restocking the medicine herself, shoving things wherever they fit. I'm a biologist, a researcher. My defining quality is that I get things done. Don't expect me to smile about it, but patients need to feel comforted. You think an important part of a doctor's job is to make them feel safe. It's scientific, too. Stress and negativity have physical effects on people's ability to heal. Instance huffs and slams the door of the medicine cabinet. Fuck you. 8. 10. Card becomes 4. Okay, 3. 4. 4. Okay. Yes, are you gonna come with me? Okay. I feel like you would enjoy it. I feel like you would like coming with me. Alright. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna do a quick little BRB. Oh no. Oh no. I will be right back. Hello. It is I. Alright, bud. Another year passed. Here we go. 2 of them. You come to a dense part of the path where the gnarlwood surrounds you and blocks out the sky and the wormhole above. Long threads... okay. I did this. Take a closer look. Don't cut the spider web. Don't anger the spider. You know? I just feel like that's just kind of common sense. Is there a big event this time? What the fuck is that? There's so many crystals. Your explorations lead you steadily upward until you find yourself on a plateau overlooking the valley. The colony is a dark little smudge below, a break in the magnificent natural luminescence of glow. From up here, the wormhole feels so close you could touch it. You're not alone up here. Your heart leaps into your throat as you spot it, silhouetted dark on dark under the eerie light of the wormhole, a faceless. The creature. Atop this high plateau, ringed by gnarlwood trees, the massive creature stands staring at the sky. As you watch, mesmerized, some of its swing tentacles open up and a glowing dust oozes from them, rising like smoke into the night. Then it's gone? The whole entire faceless just vanished in the blink of an eye, or did you imagine it? You rub your face, easing the sudden tension that has sprung up behind your eyeballs. There are footsteps here. Giant footsteps, each ringed with mushrooms pushed up from the moist soil by the weight of the beast. You gingerly realize you're standing in the middle of one. The faceless, if indeed one was standing here earlier, could crush you as flat as the grass beneath your feet. You find other signs of it. Trees have been knocked down in a circular pattern here, and the bushes and grasses have been pushed up into one big mound, leaving the rest of the plateau clear. You remember this place now, from your visions, from under the pyramid and the resting ridges, and from long before that. You feel as if you always known. Something important will happen here. Soon. You stare up at the wormhole, immense in the sky above, just as you remember doing in your vision. You wait. You wait. You wait. You yawn and check your hollow palm. It's hard to keep track of time during glow, but it's getting late. You look around, but nothing has changed. The trees are perfectly still. Thank God for this hop-eye gear. No stress. No fucking stress, baby. My hop-eye, my little bud, he's keeping me company. We're sitting and waiting, but he's hopping around and entertaining us, and we're giving him kisses, so we're not stressed out. The wormhole seems especially huge right now. Is it always so big? You imagine you can see whole galaxies in its slowly spinning arms, tiny flecks of rainbow light being sucked into the black hole in the center, but it's so much closer than a galaxy. So close it could swallow you and Oliver Tumna in its hungry, ethereal maw. This is so good that we did this. Stop! Wait. Oh my god, this is so good. We would be fucking dead. The forest seems to get quieter, as if it's expecting something. The wormhole swells as you stare and stare into its depths. It's been hours. It's now well past the middle of the night. You're exhausted, but you can't look away. You feel hypnotized. You wait. You've always been waiting. You will always be waiting, staring up at the wormhole being sucked into its depths. A shadow falls over you. You slowly lower your gaze from where you've been staring at the wormhole for hours. Your neck stiff and sore. Straight ahead of you, what you earlier thought was just a shadow of the tree, is the faceless. It was there all along, watching you. It takes a heavy step forward, then another. It moves gently, its feet sinking into the soft ground and pushing up phosphorescent fungi from below to explode to the surface in rings of jubilant light. You don't move as it approaches. It took all your energy to look away from the wormhole, but you're still completely spellbound. The faceless looms over you, as big as a building. Its zippered neck gapes grotesquely and its tentacles wave gently through the air, tasting it, smelling you. The ends of 2 tentacles open, and that strange glowing mist floats up from them. It leans down. It envelops you in its tentacles, each as large as you are, and you breathe in its spores. Under the eternal night of glow, the wormhole seems to swallow you both whole. And the entire planet, and an infinite number of universes besides. You feel a beckoning within you, a curious tug somewhere in your ribcage, a yearning you can't describe. Die? Do you want to die? You know? Hey, do you ever feel like maybe embrace it and then load the autosave? You know, Timmy? I could do that. Oh, this is an ending. Okay. The transcended time ending. Oh, this is why you wanted me to save earlier. Okay. But when you were very young, you had vivid dreams of things you'd never experienced. Dirt under your feet, skies overhead, endless jungles and strange animals. Now you know why. This moment of time, you on the plateau, drawing in the wild faceless' mind-altering spores and the pulsing wormhole above, this moment cascades backwards and forwards through all time and space, through all of your lives. It's what binds you to those other lives and gives you glimpses of them in dreams. This moment. It's infinite. You are, in this moment, connected to all your other moments, what has been and what will be, what could be or will never be. Some scraps slip through the web and touch all the other you out there. You, all the you that have been or could be, are forever changed. To your friends in the colony, it may appear that you've fallen into a coma from which you'll never wake, but your consciousness is free in that infinite moment to visit all lives and possibilities at once. You have transcended. In the moment of your death, as your brain cells fizzle out one by one and shut down forever, a vision swims in your mind's eye. Is that a person? It's us. They seem so familiar, you feel like you know them so well. Oh, it's you! Only ancient. Their arms are covered in so many data bands, so many lifetimes of knowledge. The ancient you speaks without moving their mouth, not in words, but in something like pictures. Still, you understand. Look at you! I mean, us! They shake their data bands with good humor. I suppose that explains how we got here, Then they frown. It does get boring though, doesn't it, knowing everything at once? I mean, I understand if you want to go back to how things were. You look over your shoulder into a distance you cannot see. Back when it was simple, when we only caught glimpses of the time web. Oh, to be a baby again. Just a simple, naive child. I tried. There was a girl. We were young together. Tammy with the cotton candy hair. Such a shame to see a life snuffed out so young. They give you a look, as if to say you were somehow responsible for this. Wait, were you? Could you have saved her? We have a chance to take another path, to change the way our life turned out. They reach out a hand. Come with me. Okay, and then the game starts over. The thing is, I'm like, I do want to continue our save, but I'm also like, I want to be reborn so badly. Like, but I want to. So no kiss. But I want. It's fine. Don't worry about it. The creature. Let me make a real save. Creature ending of the creature variety. Okay. That's the thing, I'll have to wait a really long time for kisses, Timmy, and that's literally the only thing stopping me from starting a new life. I'm just like, I want to save Tammy. I want to, like, experience life with Tammy, but I also want to kiss some boys right now as an adult. Hi. No. You aren't ready. A small part of you demands to stay here on this plane of consciousness. You hold your breath and bring your mind back to the present. You let the faceless touch you softly with its tentacles until it seems satisfied that you've made your decision. Then it withdraws. As you slowly disconnect from the gentle creature, you can feel its emotions, its story. You understand that it was born like the others of its kind, in a breeding tank below the ground. Although it was sent here to destroy your colony, something changed in it that can't be changed back. You see again the image of the faceless staring up the wormhole, transfixed as you were. It no longer feels the pull of the ley lines, the thumpers, the forces that were used to control it. It is no longer a construct or an avatar, but a free being. It only feels the dance of the wormhole now and the natural rhythms of life itself. You stand completely still, arrested by the sudden understanding that sweeps over you. The faceless retreats to the large mound of grasses and bushes at the under end of the plateau. A baby faceless pokes its head out of the nest, wiggling its tentacles in greeting to its mother. The creature! I was thinking for a moment when it approached us, and then again when it mentioned the baby, that we were going to be given the option to tame it, and the game was going to let me take a faceless home to the colony and be like, don't worry guys. Hey everybody, don't worry, this is my new pal. Yes, he's larger than every building here, and he could destroy a city, but he's a good boy, and I named him Greg. I think we've seen... To Sam! I didn't see him! Shadows upon shadows move against each other and glow, wavering under the gloaming of the mushrooms like ghosts. The forest is as still as a creature breathing its last breath. You don't see Sim until you're practically on top of him. Hi, Sugarbug, he laughs, holding you by the shoulders. Miss me? You nearly didn't there. I totally saw you. Sim smiles. Of course you did. You're practically made of this place. Sim starts walking through the forest, his footsteps finding the path with ease. This is my favorite time of year, he says. I get the sense that you humans are afraid of it. Well, things do tend to attack us. That's true, Sim replies, tilting his head with a funny expression. Those attacks are not natural, as you may have guessed. Glow isn't dangerous at all, it's lovely. He smiles. Glow is a time of healing, actually, a time for the creatures of this planet to go dormant and reflect on themselves, and to strengthen connections with other life forms. Of course, the planet repels you, he adds, raising his hand to stir a cloud of glowing spores drifting above your heads. You don't connect, you're like a burr lodged against its skin. Sim continues walking. I'm sure you have some questions for me as usual, he says, his voice wry. What's up with that faceless? Ah, Sim says with a gentle smile. Constellation! You've seen her? That's very lucky, That's her name? She has a little name? Don't ask me how she does it, but she manages to sneak around these woods like a ghost. The faceless weren't exactly designed with subtlety in mind. He lets out an amused puff of laughter. But she's something else now. Don't worry, he continues. You'll only see her around in glow. She doesn't like the sunlight, and unless you breathe in her spores, she's harmless. You fix him with an incredulous look and he shrugs. It was quite the upset when she broke away from the hole and went to seed, he replies. But as you humans say, life finds a way. Sim stops walking and smiles politely. Well, that is enough now. The trees have ears, But, oh, he still wants to talk to me, though. Shadows upon shadows moving against each other. Okay, you know to look for Sim in the hollows of the trees now. His eyes gleam in the permanent night. Well, I probably could have found him there last time and I didn't see him because he was dead. Hello again, Sugarbug, he chuckles. You're getting pretty good at navigating in the dark. Sim sets off through the darkened forest with ease, bidding you to follow. Have you come to ask me more questions? Seriously, what's up with the wormhole? Sim laughs. Just like that. You'd like me to unravel the mysteries of the universe for you. Suffice it to say, I don't think you could fully understand it even if I explained everything I know. He looks up at the wormhole with a thoughtful expression. Truthfully, the wormhole is older than even this planet, he murmurs. It operates on a level of space and time that is beyond even my comprehension. The universe is impossibly vast and unknowable. I'm sure you've already noticed that it's related to your foresight, yes? He asks, and you nod. Your dreams, if that's what they are, always seem to get worse and wet and glow when the wormhole is close up to the planet. Many individuals, such as yourself, are sensitive to a wormhole's effects of time and space, fluctuations and eddies in the normal linear flow of reality? Think of it like an echo, only not your own. Think of it as if a version of yourself stood in this spot and shouted, then moved forward in time before hearing their own voice return. You can hear those echoes, choices that person made and events they experienced that may not come to pass for yourself. I'm not the only one? Sim shakes his head. No, though you may be the only human. We gardeners have lived under this wormhole for thousands of years, he adds. Some of us have developed a sensitivity to it as well. We use it to guide us in tending to the planet. Sim stops walking and smiles politely. Well, that's enough for now. But I love you. What if I want to give you a kiss? What if I want to kiss? God damn it! My boy... I can't believe that after all this, he won't give me a kiss. No, it's all the same. Let's leave. I'm going. I experienced transcendence. I think I'm okay to go home. Fuck. We're heading to bed when the sirens begin to wail, heralding the beginning of the yearly xenofauna attack. Outside your window, you see the soldiers begin to form up. This year, Nem's heading up her own squad. You see her red hair bobbing along with the others as she rushes to defend the walls. No. You close your windows and pull the covers over your head. Then you get a holocall notification from Mars. You join and find Mars, Tangent, Cal, Rex, and Nomi already in the call. I can see everything from my bedroom window, Mars says. Nomi's got her own squad and everything now. Look at her go. Cal makes a noise of discomfort, but doesn't voice his opinion. You and your friends keep the call open and speculate on what's happening outside, supplemented by Mars's observations and Tangent's reading of Congruence's processes. Everyone's on call except Vase and Nem, who are defending the colony, and Dis, of course. You open a private holochat with Dis, who assures you that he's safe. He just doesn't feel like pretending to root for the humans anymore. In the quiet following the battle, the colony comes out of hiding to gather in the courtyard, surveying the damage. Everyone looks weary, but you survived another year, and with remarkably few casualties. As the gates are secured and people begin to pick through the massive xenobodies, you spot Dis watching from up on the walls. As he meets your eyes from a distance, you wonder how tonight's battle would have gone if you hadn't stopped him from planting that bomb. What a fucked up... What an insanely fucked up... Yeah, we stopped him from bombing the town. I'm so proud of us. How could things have gone differently if we hadn't stopped him from bombing the town? My bud. Oh, if you aren't friends with this, he just... I mean, yeah, I guess he just bombs it, huh? Can I go talk to... Can I go talk to Sim? I think I have to come here to know if I can, like... properly talk to Sim. He might have dots. He might have something to say to me. I want to give him a kiss. The thing is, we can also, I think, get to the end of the game naturally. This is like the last year's 20, right? So like, we're 19, we're a big boy, we're like... Sam? You have nothing to say to me? I brought you a flower. I know it doesn't do anything, because you're just a guy, like... I can't believe we made out with an alien, and then he was just like, anyway, I died and I'm over it now, and he won't kiss me again. No! I hate the bone machines. I hate the bone machines so much. I don't want the bone machines. There's no okay, it's just like... I guess we just learn stuff. There's nothing else to see. As usual for this time of year, your dreams have been more vibrant and invasive. You have trouble distinguishing dream from reality during the day, and you dread falling asleep at night. Huh. How did that hot eye get into your bedroom? Follow it. You chase it out your balcony door and find yourself on a thickly wooded path, the mushwood pressing in close on every side. The light's weird here, pink and glittering, casting teal shadows. The hot eye disappears down a hole in the ground, and without thinking you dive after it, squeezing your shoulders to fit through. You tumble into a cave, beautiful and surreal, shimmering with a light that seems to come from within. When you take a step forward, granules of pink sand crunch underfoot. The cave opens out to a forest that seems lifted from a fairy tale. The sunlight beams through breaks in the trees, illuminating a path of mushroom ring stepping stones that lead you to a small cottage. You spot the Hawkeye hurrying further down the path. But I want to go to the cottage! You don't meet anyone in the cottage, but it isn't empty. There is something alive in the old green crate at the back of the cottage. It's banging furiously, jiggling the latch, demanding to be let out. You lift the lid and find yourself falling into the empty box. You land hard on solid ground, your breath whooshing from you. It's hot here, impossibly hot. The twin suns beat down on you, burning your skin on contact, and the air's almost painful to breathe. In all directions stretches a barren wasteland of dead trees, like bones puncturing the dry skin of the planet. You rise from the dusty, cracked earth and begin to walk, stumbling over the bones of unknown creatures. You don't know where you're walking, only that the horizon doesn't change. The red sky just stretches overhead like a giant bowl of heat pressing down on you. Ugh! A great roar shakes you when you turn to see a chimeric nightmare, a manticore, but with Governor Lum's face! He towers over you from a podium, his claws clacking and his tail thrashing as he does this. We, primeval forests felling, he chants. We, the rivers stemming, piercing deep the minds within. We, the surface broad surveying, we, the virgin soil upheaving. Run! You flee from the scene, feeling the memory of it cling to you as you push and claw your way through another reality. You stumble forwards into a dark glowing forest. Blessedly cool air brushes your cheeks, thick with moisture and making your face wet as if you've been crying. The path wends upwards, flanked by humanoid figures carrying candles. Some are wearing robes, some armor, some lab coats and enviro suits and formal wear. Some are elderly and some barely 10 years old. All turn to look at you and you realize with a jolt they're you. Every single one of them is you. You see yourself reflected in their eyes as they gaze upon you dispassionately, a line of possibilities stretching out as far as you can see. The Hawkeye crouches between the ranks and gazes solemnly out as you pass. What does he know? You walk steadily upward, feeling their unflinching gaze follow you. Overhead, the wormhole hangs in the sky like an overripe fruit, bending the heavy branch of space and time towards you. It's so close you feel as if you could touch it. You stretch your hand out, seeking. You wake up. Oh, insomnia. Milky quiet sunlight pours through your window, flakes of bromide snow piling up against the glass. You feel as tired as when you went to bed. It's your birthday. You're 19 years old, only one more year as a teenager. So no party? Even our parents have stopped saying happy birthday to us. Like, my God. Do you have anything to say to me? Dad, it's my birthday. He has nothing to say to me. Well, I'm going to assist in medbay. Because the medbay connects to the genetics lab, Tangent's often nearby working on her own projects here. She doesn't like to make small talk. In fact, she often seemed to dislike when you're working in medbay. She's always been a bit aloof, but she's becoming more like the chief engineer every day. One day you arrive to find Tangent watching Instance work at a medbed. Utopia, seated in the bed with her bloody, mangled leg raised, waves cheerfully at you. Oh good, you're here, Instance mutters, peeling off her gloves and stepping away from the medbed. I've already set the bone, just babysit the monitor while it works. What the fuck is this? What is this? What is the creature? Your eyes are drawn to the carnage that is Utopia's leg. It's super, super gross. So bad you can't see the bone and the pulsing of the muscles of her leg. So what, you can see the bone. The insides of her body should stay inside. Tang's watching intently. Ask Utopia how it happened. What, this? Utopia asks, slapping her thigh. Oh, the usual. It's like the third time I've broken a leg since we landed, though this one's probably the worst. She laughs, trailing off into a sigh. Glider accidents, she shrugs. Those things are fun, but boy howdy are they dangerous. Love the speed, though. Utopia pats the medbed fondly. Good old medbed here forgives me, don't you, girl? I'll be up and walking by dinner. Can you imagine? Bodies are always changing, you know, Utopia waxes poetic as the medbed's anti-pain field starts to make her drowsy. You ain't the same person you was born as, and who knows who you'll be in 20 more years. Mind and body always making themselves anew. Nature's change. Tangent perks up and she takes her eyes off of the leg to look up at Utopia's face. Our bodies are exactly as we want them, Utopia, she says with pride. They didn't match the woman we were inside, so we changed them. What? Nature isn't what changed us, she raises her chin defiantly. Science changed us. Gene tech changed us. And in 20 more years, we'll still be exactly who we want to be and nobody else. Who? Tangent. Fuck yeah, but also, why are you speaking with we? What's happening? What's going on? Utopia just chuckles sleepily at this as her lids droop and she starts to snore. Oh, Tang and Utopia are trans. Okay. I didn't know if she was talking to Utopia. I was just like, are you talking about yourself angrily? Like, what? I understand. Fuck yeah, baby. Hey, bud. I got you this. So... This is relaxing in the back of one of the expedition vehicles, absorbed in a hollow novel. You clear your throat and he jumps and gives you an awkward but genuine smile. Hey Sola, he says, pulling his legs out of the way so you can climb in beside him. It's getting harder to find places to be alone, don't you think? I'd kill to be out exploring, but Utopia insisted we have a rest day, he rolls his eyes. He just closes his hollow novel and sighs. It's just so crowded here, he complains, and it's boring. I'd rather be out there with Sim, learning about this planet, Dis continues, looking wistful. He folds his hands over his heart. He's so interesting. I could talk to him forever, you know, like we really connect. My god. Little man folding his hands over his heart, waxing poetic about an alien. Yeah, disclaims. Well, I mean, sort of. He still says there's stuff I'm not supposed to know yet, but I figured out a lot on my own. The biggest thing is that this planet's basically all connected, like a fungal network that's so old and complex that it's practically like a computer, he says, talking fast and excited. And not just the mushrooms, the trees, the animals, even the rocks in the water. This smiles. He didn't want me to know that one. He confides in you, but I guessed it. Remember how your dad got sick every year from the pollen and it was actually fungal spores? Well, I just started thinking from there and yeah, it's like every year the planet refreshes its communication network with fresh spores. It's so cool. I knew that one. Really, Dis says? How about the fact that Sim's really old, like really, really old, Dis continues, like probably thousands of years old? Sometimes he talks about stuff from ancient history like he was really there, because he totally was. Dis laughs a little, but he still acts like a kid sometimes, you know? Like, he loves holovids and candy and playing tricks. I knew that. Oh right, Dis says. He said that you helped him get access to the holovid archive. Good job, by the way. Oh, and I've seen other gardeners, Dis says quietly. They don't look like Sim at all. They look like, well, they look scary. No, wait. Okay, one more, Dis says, his face going pink. The gardeners don't have clothes. Sim was naked when I met him. I had to bring him clothes from the colony. Are you blushing? No, Dis stammers, his face going even more red. It was just really embarrassing, okay? He was naked. I didn't know where to look. What about you, Dis asks. What has he told you? Well... Dis is listening intently. He can't die. You tell Dis about how you've seen Sim die, only to come back later in a different body. Dis listens intently. That explains so much, he says. He told me that he's not afraid of death like me, but that's so cool. I want to be able to do that. His hair seems alive. Dis rolls his eyes. Well, duh, anyone who sees him knows that, he says. It's like, it moves, right? I thought I was imagining it, but it's kind of like how plants move to face the sunlight. That's all I know. I wish we could tell people about Sim, Dis says. I feel like if people knew him like we do, they'd realize that what we're doing here is wrong, but I'm scared that if I tell someone, Sim will never talk to me again. He says we're not ready. We can't tell anyone what we know. I know, Dis mumbles, sighing as he thunks his head against the window of the cab. I don't want to mess up whatever plan they have. I just want to help, though, you know? I know. Dis nods and turns away, done with this conversation. Dis, tell me about your crush! Tell me about your crush, though. I want to know about it. Did it unlock anything? No. No boss event. I thought you had something to say to me. For some reason, you don't. Okay, well. The thing is, I just want to be close to Dis so I can hear about Dis's crush on the alien. That's kind of my whole motivation now. Creativity? Sure. You're doing creative writing in teams and you're paired with Mars. You wish it was Tang, she always does so well on these. The theme is Earth's natural environment. Mars takes the topic at face value and wants to write about how beautiful everything was on Earth, with blue skies and green plants everywhere, and huge oceans that went forever. It always looks gorgeous in the carefully staged movies you've seen on holovids. Write about climate problems instead. Mars wants to write about Earth's lush forests and deep jewel-like oceans, but you stop her. Wasn't Earth basically on fire when your parents left? You decide you should spend extra time researching how things really were. You've heard the basics from congruence, but what was it actually like? You ask her for all the information she has on the ecological collapse of Earth. What a downer. Well, congruence replies, first, carbon emissions trap the heat of the sun, which raise the global average temperature. You ask her to stop so you can look up carbon emissions. Then she continues, so the polar ice melted and the oceans rose and became too warm to sustain life. Mass weather disruptions caused grassland to become desert, then the bees died, and then so did everything they used to pollinate. Food instability caused wars to break out. By the time your parents left Earth, everything was essentially either underwater, on fire most of the year, or irradiated. Irradiated. Learning all this stresses you out. All that just because people wanted to drive in cars and own lots of stuff made in faraway places and have big families and keep their big houses the same temperature all year, and all by burning dirty mud they dug out of the ground? Could that happen here too? Wow, what a cool thing, video game. You're too bummed to present your findings, but Mars steps up. She's an excellent orator, though she does get some of the facts messed up. You don't get an amazing grade. Mars accepts this with grace, but still thinks you could have done better if you'd gone with her idea. Studying humanity sucks. I don't want to be here anymore. Actually, so... glad that we got that out of the way. I don't want to be here anymore. My creativity is going up, but like at what cost? You know? Yes, I have a present for you, bud. One other thing for you, bud. How the fuck? We're so close. I wanted to have you talk about your crush on the boy. Let me get a cake for my boy's birthday. 1 second. Oh, I was like, what is the 7? They like have a stock. Okay. I got your present. Oh, I got an achievement for getting 5 relationships to 5 hearts. Rex beams when he sees you walking towards him. Sola, he calls out, just the person I wanted to see. You duck under the shade of an overhanging bit of construction. I wanted to talk to you about something. Rex starts without preamble. I wanted to talk about us. You're right, we should talk about it. First of all, this is like a totally no pressure conversation, okay? Rex says. He looks more genuine than you've seen before. I like everyone, and I love kissing people. I just want to like check in with you because we did that, and I really liked it, you know? I want to do it more. Rex leads into your space, fixing you with a flirtatious look. I just want to know where you're at. What do you want from me? I'm just down to kiss you, bud. That's fine with me. What a coincidence, Rex says, smiling. Not being serious is my specialty. He steps closer and puts his hands in your hips. How about we not be serious together, he murmurs, starting right now. That means that we're dating? Okay. I kind of thought that wouldn't mean that we were dating. Good talk, Sola. A dog really is mankind's best friend, with benefits. This is the worst sentence in any video game. that I've ever seen in my life, but I'm dating the dog. You started dating everyone. You want to share it with everybody. Hey, Diz. No. Kiss the dog. Okay. Kiss the dog. You're cleaning the medbeds when an explosion rocks the ship. Shockwaves reverberate through the walls, sending all the lab instruments clinking and causing the Strato's busted-up skeleton to groan around you. What the? Instant says, cut off by the sound of the fire alarm. Within minutes, the medbay is carefully controlled chaos. An explosion in one of the engineering labs has hurt 5 people, but you only have 2 medbeds. You and Instance triage the wounded, getting the 2 worst-off patients into the medbeds and doing what you can for the others. What did you expect? Instance yells at the ones she's working on as she ties a tourniquet. As chief engineer, she probably feels defensive. You need to be more careful working on this old tech. The engineer you're assigned to help looks pale, even though the burn on his leg isn't serious. He's sweating, but his skin is cold and clammy to the touch. You tell Instance, who just glances over. Some people get squeamish to the sight of their own blood. Patch him out and get him out of here. There's more serious wounds that need tending. No. As you bandage the engineer's legs, you talk to him. His breath is hitching and he keeps rubbing his shoulder. He's sweating a lot. You ask if he gets nervous around doctors, and he says no, but he feels strange right now and isn't sure why. On a hunch, you scan him with a heart monitor. It immediately beeps. This man is having a heart attack. You bump him to the top of the queue for the medbeds and stand back while the bed adjusts his heart rhythm. It detects a narrow artery that could cause a blockage under stress and asks if you would like to fix it now. You press yes. Wow, easy. Dr. Instance glares at you. Didn't I tell you to discharge? She starts and looks at the monitor. Ah, she says, momentarily humbled. Good catch, Sola. That man would have died. Like a terrible death. So, something to consider. Empathy. Empathy. Wait, if I'm dating you now, does that mean I can ask for a kiss? Do you want to go on a date? Rex's ears perk up and he wiggles his whole body. Oh boy, do I! Let's go! You head up to the roof. Rex leads you up under the roof of the Helio, long since built over to support various ladders and platforms and hiding holes. The place he leads you has a few pillows and blankets tucked away in it, which come in handy when the wind whips up and makes everything unusually chilly for Vertumna. This is one of my favorite places, Rex says, kissing your shoulder, and then with one of my favorite people, who could ask for more. Yay! Dog boyfriend! Dog friend. Dog friend. Dog friend. Okay. Let's go back to class. I want the year to end before the stream is over today. I do want creativity. Congruence tells you that today we're learning about the history of capitalism. My humans used to have nice things, and now we just eat mashed trippet and soy cakes, Mars says smugly. Please. Earth humans might have messed everything up, but at least they had style. Ever patient, Congruence ignores Mars's contribution and projects a hall of it into the classroom. A solemn woman in weird clothes identifies herself as Haven Constance Odenheim, an educational designer for the Vertumna group, and tells you that the following experience has been created specifically to teach you, the 3rd generation of the group, about the largest contributing factor in Earth's destruction, capitalism. You and the other students exchange worried looks. You spend the day in an interactive experience that covers the history of capitalism, from market feudalism to the transition to colonialism, then its major phases like industrialization, mass production, and corporatism. It ends with a discussion of how it collapsed in the late 21st century, as wealth inequality and environmental concerns finally weakened its hegemony along with the planet itself. Sounds pretty bad. The educational experience tells you that, despite being regarded by many as simply an economic system, capitalism had been responsible for more violence on Earth than any act of war. From its very beginnings as the colonial powers spread mercantilism across the globe, it required a constant supply of people to exploit through any means necessary. It took centuries for people to realize how horrible capitalism was, once people could no longer hide from its racist colonialist history. Jesus Christ. You're partway through the lesson when Cal realizes the parallels. But we live in a colony, don't we? Aren't we colonizing Vertumna? Isn't that wrong? Of course not, dummy, Mars reasons. There aren't any people here to take the land from. It's just a bunch of animals. The animals count. Cal nods in agreement, but Mars is not impressed. I squashed the Dorpsmont the other day, she retorts. Are you going to put me in future jail for money crimes? Yikes, Sully. You should just lock yourself in your room if you're so worried about hurting the environment. Tangent watches this exchange silently, but turns her head and doesn't meet your eye when you look at her. I wonder how the devs feel about the world. I don't know. We'll never know. Big. Creative boy. Shop clothes? Okay, but if I buy clothes, can I actually put them on? That's always the thing in this game. They let you buy clothes, but then like they don't, you know? That's the problem. Okay, but this is cute though. Little backpack, superhero cape. Leaving a lecture on the horrors of capitalism to go shopping. Udicott's old hat. Cool jacket. Emoji Proji. What is this? What am I looking at? I don't know. God, I want to get a cool jacket, honestly, but like... I guess I could get rid of this. I will spend like all of... No, it's only 100. I want to wear a... The thing is, I also want to wear a superhero cape. Plus 30 bravery. Superhero cape or cool jacket, everybody? Vote now. Vote now in the chat. You want the jacket? Dylan, it is Dylan Day. Yes. Yes. Oops. I'm not wearing the jacket. But in some ways I am wearing the jacket. So... Your mom comes in for regular maintenance on her artificial leg. It's looking good, Instant says, inspecting the stump. Some muscle atrophy, but not too much. Try to get a little more protein. Mom hops over to the medbed for a scan. Still working on limb regeneration, huh? She jokes. Instance chuckles and tells she'll be the first to know. You're left to run the scan. Your mom takes off her leg to shower and sleep, but you almost never see it this close up. It's a little surreal. She doesn't talk about how she lost it. It's kind of weird that she's never told you, but there are things that she keeps to herself. Wow, I'm like right in the middle. Mom scrolls her holopalm, waiting for the medbed to finish its scan. Yay. Oh, Cal wants to talk to me. 1 second, bud. Hey. I got you this. Please talk to me again about your crush. This is so unacceptable. My life's almost over. I didn't mean to click it. I meant to look at it. Well, let's go talk to Sim. While we're here, I'll give him a flower. Here we go, exploring the ridge. My life ends in a few months. Video game? Hey Sim, what amounts of nothing do you have to say to me right now? Oh my god, you want to say things to me. Sim materializes out of the forest before you. Sola, he says gravely, forgive my directness, but you must come with me now. He places his hand on your shoulder. Please trust me when I say I have done my best to argue on behalf of your kind. I hope only for the continued survival of humanity. Ominous. He crouches down to slide into a hidden opening under the roots of a tree. You follow, feeling strangely as if you're crawling into the belly of some animal. You emerge into a cave filled with the hum of strange machinery. A bank of ancient-looking control panels and a crystal tank of glowing liquid seem almost to have grown out of the natural rock. Mineral deposits from moisture trickling down the walls have reclaimed some of them. Sim leads you to a console. This is the array, he says, pressing what seems to be buttons. As I've explained, this body I wear is only a vessel. My consciousness, the person who I am, is stored in the array. I return to it regularly, storing my body in the regeneration tank while I back up what I've learned that day into the array. Physical forms are prone to injury and death, Sim says quietly. It is temporary, but highly unpleasant. Therefore, the Overseer prefers to remain in the array. Sim directs you to two weirdly fungal growths. Please take hold of these interface handles. I have before. You cautiously touch the handles and say, I don't know how to feel about this. Nothing to be afraid of, just a little mind-matter interface. A strange presence speaks in your head. Play it cool. You can feel the Overseer pause, then a sensation in your mind that reminds you of someone clearing their throat. I'm the Overseer, the voice continues. I speak for the gardeners. We will now show you what we are. I'm ready. You have the oddest feeling of memories being inserted into your mind. First a trickle, then a flood. A civilization called the Convergent Domain once existed on this planet over 20,000 years ago. In your mind, you see their dominion stretched out from pole to pole, their farms and solar arrays glittering on the surface as their massive cities tunneled below. I already know about the domain. We are aware of that, the Overseer replies, its voice dry in your mind. We know most everything that happens on this planet. The Convergent Domain created the Gardeners as their ecological control system, a vast network of artificial intelligences stored away deep underground in a digital array. Self-propagating control towers and cloning stations were seeded, allowing a gardener program to take biological form, downloading a copy of its consciousness into a host body created to suit the task at hand. You think of Sim, his body created to suit the task of befriending you? Under the direction of the Convergent Domain, the gardeners controlled the weather, the acidity of the soil, the cultivated species on their farms, and the rapidly shrinking wild areas of the planet. The Overseer doesn't quite sigh, but you get the impression it would. Over time, the Domain nearly destroyed this planet. They didn't respect nature? Correct, the Overseer responds. They saw the natural world as an unending buffet of resources. Oh, Becca! Goodbye! Have a good day, I love you! The exhaust from their factories blanketed the planet, choking out sunlight and oxygen. They consumed too much, destroyed the planet's ecosystem, then fought bitterly over the remaining resources. The last directive the gardeners were given by the Domain was to repair the planet's destroyed ecosystem, the Overseer says solemnly. The gardeners tried, but it was too late. When the crops failed and atmosphere became too thick for sunlight to pierce, the Convergent Domain perished by the billions. The last survivors took to the sky in colony ships and never returned. You try to imagine a tragedy on this scale, but it's just too enormous, too abstract to wrap your head around. The Overseer continues relentlessly, new thoughts flooding into your mind. Over the millennia, the gardeners took their task seriously. It takes little effort to render a planet inhospitable, but significant dedication to restore it. Under the guidance of the gardeners and the final directive of the Convergent Domain, nature at last reclaimed the barren planet. The garden existed in perfect balance, and now your species has invaded it. You had nowhere else to go. Your kind had the option to stay where they were, the Overseer replies, the tone of its thoughts darkening. Do you think we have empathy for the Convergent Domain who fled on colony ships, the one who selfishly refused to give their bodies back to the planet they destroyed with their pride? You chose to come here, the Overseer continues, and you continue to stay here. You could instead choose to die. You know what? It's true. Some Vertumnan species have a technique of future sight, which the gardeners harness to catch glimpses into the web of timelines. We see that you possess this technique too, alone in your kind. We have foreseen that humans pose a great threat to this planet. You are a monoculture, an invasive species. You throw our hard-won balance in disarray. Since arriving, you've shown nothing but a willingness to consume the planet's resources and replace them with more humans. God. You didn't know you were here. You tell the Overseer that your parents didn't know. They told you long-range scans that the planet was unpopulated. You get the impression the Overseer's scoffing at you. Is this an argument in your favor? That you would feel guiltless in destroying Vertumna's natural habitat if there were no sentient species to claim ownership of it? Oh god. The gardeners do not own the planet, the Overseer tells you. We are the planet. Most gardeners would prefer to stamp the humans out, like encroaching weeds, the Overseer says without malice. Instead, we have tried, using ecologically compliant organic methods. We are impressed at your tenacity to withstand these eradication procedures. The yearly attacks, the famine, the pollen, not random natural occurrences at all, but gardeners' tactics to encourage the eradication of pests. But symbiosis speaks in defense of your kind, the Overseer continues, and took effort to convince us that you were sentient and capable of communication. You present us with a quandary. You come from the stars, refugees of a catastrophe of your own design, one that you are intent to recreate here on a planet which still bears the scars of the last time it was used carelessly. So we ask, what are we to do with you? Humans can change, help us. So we teach your kind to be stewards of nature, the Overseer replies. Perhaps your children take up the mantle as well, and their children. But soon you are dead, and as are your children's children. Generations pass. No one alive remembers the time the gardeners came to the humans and taught them the proper ways to live, and now there are too many of you to teach, and your behavior too entrenched. What then? Genocide? You have no answer. There's silence in your head, and you only hear the sound of water trickling down the cave walls and the gentle hum of the machines. Eventually, the Overseer speaks in your mind one last time. For you, you may leave freely. We will consider this quandary, and we will be monitoring you and the other humans. You feel a strange pull at your consciousness as you remove your hands from the interface. There you have it, Sim murmurs. That's my boss. I'm scared. Sim nods sadly. That is the correct response. It's why I wanted you to know the truth. He walks over and runs his hands over the consoles. And now you know how to connect to the array, he says quietly. But you should not come here unless I am with you. Sim takes your hands and looks at you solemnly. When you interface with the array, you hold everything we are in your hands. It took a great deal of negotiating to convince my fellow gardeners to trust you with this power. Please do not prove this trust mistaken. Want to talk again? Oh my god, the Overseer! Okay, so what I said about ending the stream at the end of the year, no, we're ending the stream after we talk to Sim 18 times. Sim nods as you approach. Just the human I wanted to see, he says with a solemn smile. The Overseer would like to speak to you again. Sim leads you to the same cave as before. Nothing has changed, and you get the impression that nothing much does change here. You place your hands on the handles of the array and wait. We have thought over our conversation. You feel the Overseer in your mind. It's been 2 minutes. We consider that symbiosis may be corrupt and in need of reabsorption, but his affection for your species is genuine. So we have an offer to make you. Humans wield godlike powers, but lack the capacity to understand the consequences of their action, the Overseer explains. You have no connection to the land you claim beyond the short, brutal window of your own consciousness. But our offer is this. We will not eradicate your colony. Instead, you will be tended to, just as the gardeners tend to the rest of the planet. You will be given fresh water, clean air, and good soil, and be protected from outside harm. In exchange, humans will stay within their colony and limit their population growth so as to maintain the balance within the habitat. You will not leave this territory to procure more resources. You will cease all hunting, logging, and expansion outside of the valley. Yeah, that makes sense, but I'm also just a child. Symbiosis tells us you are the only one who could bring this to the other humans, the Overseer responds. Never underestimate the power of a single seed. Now, you will go and convince the others of your species to agree to our compromise. They're not going to accept, but I accept. So, you say you don't know if there's any way to convince Governor Lum to agree to this. The Overseer seems to accept this. An envoy will visit in glow season to discuss it formally, it replies. To be clear, an armed envoy. We suggest making yourselves look non-threatening by then. Sim gives you a slight smile. That seems like it went well, he says. I fought hard for them to consider options other than eradication. I'm glad that my trust in you was correct. I did what? As Sim leads you back to the surface, you quietly wonder at him. This man, or rather, this ancient artificial intelligence resembling a man, has pushed his directives to the limit to help humanity. His interest started with mere curiosity, but over time he's come to love humans and value your survival. Has he made a mistake? The thing is, I have to save the game. And And it said I unlocked him on the main menu? Where? Where is he? Gallery? He's right. Oh, he's there. I didn't even see. He's in the background. Why does he look like that? Are you okay, bud? You look so sad. I don't like that he's just alone. Well, everybody ignore the fact that I'm blind as fuck. I'm very tired. My throat hurts again. We didn't finish the year. But I guess tomorrow we'll finish the year and start a new year, which is exciting. So I did transcend time. That's true. Dylan, thank you for the sips, but my cup is empty. Like, that's how much I've been drinking today. There's nothing left in there. I'm gonna go make a smoothie, I think, because that'll make me feel better. And it was a great Dylan day. It was a great day. We accomplished a lot. Cue up the sips for the next stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you very much. Have a good day. Goodbye.